dun, dun. Do-ba-do-do-do. Da-na-na-ba-ba. Okay, let's do that and that, and then we are chilling, man. I am excited because I'm very confused. I've like not really looked at what is going on here, or what I've heard vague, just like people go like, oh my, losing their shit about like, oh, this is super different now, or oh, it's guts meta now, or it's Haru's time, or whatever, right? So I'm certainly, it's also so fucking big, man. So obviously this is not the best place to read it, but just like to get a summary of, hey, look at why, just fucking everything, man. It's everything. Yeah, I don't know, man. We shall see. This might take a couple of days. I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh, wait, I'm in the wrong category. There we go. Oh, my ass is in the wrong category. This might take a couple of days. I'm not gonna lie to your ass. This shit is so big. Hello, what's going on, man? Ophidian, hi. Like, I don't know if we're gonna get through all this in 4 hours. We probably aren't, because God knows I'm gonna get stun locked on like the very first skill change or something like that, and I'm gonna go on a deep dive of trying to figure out like why that matters and why like some mechanic works the way that it does or something like that. Is that Google Doc link this? Is that what you're linking to, Ophidian? A more visual friendly? Is this what you're linking to? Yes? Okay. Yeah, no, I want to have both just so I can understand, like, you know, what do they say the change is, and then what is it actually? You know what I mean? But yeah, don't worry, we've got both of them up. But man, this shit is, it's so fucking big, man. Like, it is also just nice to get a sense of the scale, right? To just do this and be like, wow, like every single one of these lines is like something that changed. Maybe some of these changes don't matter, you know? Maybe some of these things don't matter. Maybe some of them do. I don't know what matters and doesn't. And I don't like just like listening to another guy tell me what's good or not without at least trying to do some thought on it myself. So that's kind of the idea, but we'll see, man. We honestly, I might just get going right away because this shit is, my brain doesn't have enough RAM. Well, it's okay. We'll crowdsource it. All of our brains together. We'll try and figure out most of this over like probably unironically the next couple days. I don't think we're even gonna get close to being done today. But oh my god, we're mining Umacoin. Yeah, exactly. But Umacoin is knowledge. You know what I mean? Honestly, let's just get going, right? People will filter in as time goes on, but it's just like, this is like, we just have to go. Been staring at these changes for the past few days. Yeah, I don't even play Umamusume, but I'm here for the drama. Such a huge patch I was gonna make, dude. It's like everything is different now, everything or something like that. Apparently, from what I understand, listening to people who played on the other servers and stuff like this, when this patch came out in the first anniversary, it was a good time. People were happy about it. It was like a change for the better. We're in a bit of a weird place where this released a scenario earlier than it should have. So I mean, I'm sure that the changes are still, you know, overall what I've heard is that it's good. It makes, you know, a lot more things viable, makes a lot more strategies viable. It's not just like slam your Summer Maru and like red shifts and fucking shooting for victory on every horse and go and hope for the best. So I'm curious. There's a bunch of entirely new game, even though it's a lot, I'm incredibly excited. My like the amount of reading that we are about to do, and even, you know, greater than that, like a fission reaction out of that, the amount of reevaluating of what I thought I knew. Like, I just started to get to a point where I was like, I'm pretty confident that I understand how this game works, like, pretty well. Like, a lot of the things about this game, I can like, confidently explain to someone or form opinions on. And now I'm just like, I know nothing again. And that's exciting. So, I mean, first off, the only thing here, so we have this, right, which is, I believe this is Victoria Frontier. Right, at least they're the ones. Maybe I'm not sure if they're the ones who made it, so I don't want to give credit where credit is not due. But I found this in a link under one of their YouTube videos. Pretty much all the info here is obtained by Google translating the Wiki.ru page and checking it on Game Torah and JP sources when needed. Cool. Anyway, but this is kind of like, it's going to actually describe what's changed, because a lot of the times they'll just be like, oh, we changed the activation condition on this skill or something like that in these patch notes, but they don't say how, right? So I kind of want to go, like, this is a little bit more just easy to look through in terms of what changed, and then that Google Doc is going to be much nicer in terms of how it changed. I am curious about this. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but, like, is this, like, I assume this isn't in here, but, like, because this, like, exact numbers on this would be interesting, but I guess it doesn't matter. You just get more money in support points, more money in support points earned at the end. That's cool. Increased parameters gained from career and events. What does this mean? Because, like, parameters to me is just stats. I guess, is this, like, are they going to go into more detail on this later? Right? Because, like, this is not here, I don't think, right? Like, for example, here's an event on Mihono Bourbon, her secret event, I guess, which now gives her more guts than it used to, or something, right? Apparently, according to Game Torah, maybe it got nerfed later on, so it's, you know, changed from 15 to 30, it might go back down to 25 or something like that. But yeah, like, I don't know what this means. This might just be like a general, they're referencing this, and they're going to go into more detail on, you know, other events that are changed later on, or something. But, I mean, this could be nothing or a lot. What do you mean increased parameters? So it's not here, right? Like, none of these tabs are referring to, like, general career changes besides, like, the bad conditions one, I guess. Support card. Like, I think this is going to be changes on individual cards. I assume this is, like, a general summary. Increased number of recreation events for R-PAL type support cards. Recreation events? Am I correct? Oh, PAL type. Yeah, the friend cards. Yeah, sure. I mean, this, hey, I guess this is nice. Maybe this means that our Rico is going to be even better than she used to be. I think she had the exact same amount of, like, like, our Rico gets a 5th rec event. Oh, I thought she already had 5. I guess, okay, well, if she didn't have it before, because the 5th one's like a shit ton of energy on regular Rico, right? So, okay, that's good. That's good. I'm going to try. If something doesn't need a deep dive into it, I'm going to try and move on, because God knows we're going to be here forever otherwise. Increase the rate at which PAL-type support cards events occur when they're in your deck. Oh, awesome. So if you get, like, Rico or Kiryuin right now, for example, to, like, the friendship threshold, presumably that event that, like, activates the, like, date events is going to actually happen more often, because a lot of the times you would hit the friendship milestone and then just you'd be stuck there for, like, 10 turns. So that's cool. Adjusted choice options for career end events when PAL-type support cards are in your deck. Huh. Interesting. I wonder if this means that you get better, like, all those, like, end of career events that give you a bunch of stats or something like that. There is no such thing currently. Like, it's not even a thing that exists if you have Kiryuin in your deck right now, I don't think. Maybe, like, either it's added, or maybe, like, Aoharu always has one with Rico or something like that, and it's, like, better, right? The choices are better or something like that. Adjust the probability of training failure when max energy is increased. Oh, wait. Okay. I am not sure about this, but as it stands currently, I thought max energy was kind of weird and bad, because it basically didn't do very much, to my understanding. Where, yes, like, your max energy goes up from 100 to, like, 110. But to my understanding, because right now, you know, when you go below half energy, if you have, like, 100 energy, you go down to 50. That's, like, when you start having failure chances. Like, before that, it's all 0, right? To my understanding, max energy, the way it worked is, like, your max energy will go up to 110. But the threshold where you would start failing things would also go up 10%. Like, it'd go to, like, 55. So it wasn't like it did nothing, right? But actually, in reality, it was more like your max energy increased by 5 rather than 10. I'm not sure about that. It's always been, I never, like, bothered to test it, but it always felt like how it worked. Like, I always felt like it was my energy bar, when I would get runs with a lot of max energy, it felt like my energy bar would be way higher up and I would start getting failure chances. This just confirms my, like, weird crackpot theory that maybe they actually made it good now. I don't know. I thought it was, like, fixed to 50% of starting energy. You mean, like, this change, or always? Because you might be right, but it didn't feel that way to me. I have no evidence for this. But if that's not what this is, if it's not like, okay, now it's always going to be at 50 energy, even if your max energy is 130, then I wonder what this means. You know what I mean? If you're right, I see what you mean, Ophidian, yeah. If you're right, I wonder what this means then. Because if I'm right, I would assume this means that it would now work after this patch how you think it currently does. If I'm wrong, I'd actually wonder what this means. And as far as, is it just, I don't know. I don't know what there will be to adjust. I was thinking this patch, it scales. Oh, I hope not. I hope they didn't, like, make it worse. Because it did feel great already. So I hope this isn't a nerf to that, but maybe. They are making the careers a lot easier in a lot of ways, to my understanding. Friend type cards may now occur at a low rate, even if they're not in your deck. That's interesting. Huh. I guess it like just like how you can randomly get like the Seeking the Pearl event that gives you 30 energy in the middle of your run. You could like the friend cards can also show up now. That's cool, I guess. Usually, if you care about like having the friend cards in your deck, like if you care about their events, you probably are running them in your deck. But hey, sure. Adjusted careers to mitigate the effects of these tend to have good events too, right? So I feel like usually even like the random events, like the chain events or whatever, or they don't have chain events, right? They usually just have the dates and then random events. Regardless, like those are usually good events for the scenario. So like if you pull this randomly in the middle of the run, you probably won't be too mad about it. Adjusted careers to mitigate the effects of bad conditions. This is where we're going to first start taking a look at this because they have a little bit more detail on this, right? Increase the probability to recover more energy while resting while afflicted with Night Owl. So I don't know the exact numbers on this, but it definitely felt that if you tried to rest while you had Night Owl, you got sleep deprived way more often. Makes sense in the fiction too, right? And I to my understanding, there was, if you got like well rested when you had Night Owl, it cleared the condition. But whereas normally I think it's like 25, 50, 25, I think it goes way down when you have Night Owl. So I'm not sure if this makes it so like, maybe the odds of getting the all refreshed and well rested are still higher, and you might unironically be able to, realistically, I have tried it several times, and not once in 400 hours have I ever gotten well rested while I had Night Owl. So maybe now it's going to be a realistic thing to happen. Let's see, is there details on how exactly this works? Summer rest and recreation. Oh yes, I did see this. The summer rest and recreation is an infirmary now. Thank God, man, because holy shit. It used to be like if you got a condition like say you got like slow metabolism is like the worst case scenario for this, right? You get slow metabolism like 2 turns before summer camp. You go to the infirmary next turn, it doesn't get rid of it, and then for the rest of summer camp you can't gain speed. That it felt like you were being like, right? It felt ridiculous. So the fact that is now an infirmary is so good. Imagine getting slackers before summer. Yeah, I always infirmary for Night Owl. Yeah, I mean it's definitely back like. In a current patch, that is much more realistic as an option, right? Yeah, I mean, Cat Picture saying he got it 700 hours and he finally got well rested. Yeah, it was incredible. It was like, it must have been like a 1% chance or something. And with you resting, with you like not being incentivized to rest, it would mean you would almost never get it, right? On a turn Night Owl activates, there's a high chance rest restores a lot of energy. On a turn that Night Owl oh, interesting. So I would assume that this means that, yeah, well-rested. Wait, now have a chance? I could have sworn this was always the case. I mean, I've never gotten it. Wait, when you got, going right back to sleep, basically, yes. When you got the well-rested during Night Owl Cat Pictures, did it clear it? Because I don't think I thought this was already the case. It was just incredibly unlikely. It did? Yeah, okay, I think this is wrong. Yes, okay, let's take some of this with a grain of salt then. I think it's just basically that the odds of well-rested, if Night Owl activated that turn, the odds of you getting well-rested, I assume, go up a lot, right? Which makes sense. Also, like, I mean, it's a game at the end of the day, but like in the fiction, she gets horrible sleep the night before, so she's much more likely to like, be tired and go to bed early and get a lot of sleep the night after, I guess. So if Night Owl activates, you can try to rest. There's a good chance you'll get well-rested, then that'll clear it. It also clears Skin Outbreak. That might have been new. I'm not, I don't think I've ever tried this, but interesting. Good to know. It now clears both of these. It may have already cleared both of these, and also there's a higher chance that you get the well-rested if you hit the Night Owl energy debuff on that turn, right? Oh, training, that's caused a chance to clear Slacker? Interesting. Sure. Decrease the probability of being afflicted with a bad condition from some trainee events. I wonder what this is. Increase the probability to recover more. Yeah. Rest now has a chance. Trading with Reporter Esco. I assume trainee. We'll see that. Like when we get to looking at all the different horses, we'll see individual examples. I'm not sure what this is. I'm not sure if it's going to be the general one where, for example, everyone has the eating event and it's a 10% chance of slow metabolism. That already feels pretty fair, honestly. Maybe they're making it even lower. Or if it's going to be like specific events where like, I don't know. Like, I don't actually know of any, because like everyone can get Slacker from that one random mood down. Everyone can get Night Owl from rest. Everyone can get slow metabolism. I don't know if anyone can uniquely grab a debuff that isn't like unique to them, like Dodo or something like that, right? So we'll see. Maybe like random mood down, less chance to get migraine? Maybe, but yeah, I guess so. I mean, those are trainee events. It might be general overall. Apparently my Rudolph has a good buff. We will see with the stream. Okay. Yeah, it might just be the general stuff. Like, it might just be that less chance to get Slacker on the mood down, less chance to get Migraine on the mood down, less chance to get slow metabolism on the eating event, right? Or one or the other, right? Maybe only one of those. Who knows? Well, we'll see as we go. Mood decreases when unable to train as a result of the Slacker condition now occurred randomly. Instead of all the time? This is written very weirdly. I assume it's like machine translation's better than this these days. I don't know. But it used to be whenever you would miss training with Slacker, I'm pretty sure you would always lose moods. Is it now like there's a chance not to? That's nice. Right? I mean, it is to mitigate the effects of bad conditions, right? So the idea that this is going to make Slacker not as bad when it procs makes sense. Yeah, this is amazing. Again, thank God that the summer camp rest is an infirmary now. Honestly, this is cool too, because that means like, the exact, what used to be the nightmare scenario of like, you hit Night Owl or God forbid Slacker or slow metabolism or something like that right before summer camp. This used to be the nightmare scenario because you're like, if I go to the infirmary this turn and it doesn't clear it, I'm going straight to fucking hell. Now it's actually the best time to get those because you go, okay, you usually are going to do at least one rest throughout summer camp anyway, right? So now you can kind of plan around like, oh, it happened like one turn before summer camp. I'll take my chances this turn, and I'll just hope that I can get rid of it in summer camp, guaranteed. Right? So prefer not to get them? No, I agree, but I'm saying like the best time to get them right now is probably right before summer camp, right? Like it's probably more annoying to get Night Owl like 17 weeks away from summer camp compared to the turn right before it, if you know what I mean. Since you are resting once per summer camp pretty much all the time anyway, unless you're just clicking Wit like 3 times. Resting now has a chance to get the Night Owl and Skin Outbreak conditions. This is weird to me. I feel like it always did this, but at least this one. Maybe I'm wrong. Training with that still can cure Slacker. Certain career events now cure bad conditions. Okay, I mean, this is nice, right? This is nice. In a weird way, like, I know this is not increasing the borrow limits, but, like, this just, anything that makes the RNG a little friendlier, right, is going to mean that the odds of you just getting one of your 3 borrows torpedoed because you just got bad event luck, right, is going to make that significantly less likely. It's going to make each individual borrow a little bit more fancy. Okay, here's where we get to stuff where I'm probably going to be stun locked for a bit. Added race systems. Spot struggle, dueling system, runaway aptitudes. This is where we absolutely need to take a look at this. Highly recommend looking through the race mechanics doc if you want to know more details about these mechanics. Okay. Spot struggle / lead competition, dueling / compete fight, runaway / great escape / onige strategy. Added guts component to last spurt speed formula. Sure, yeah. Whatever this means. The higher the stamina, the faster the final sprint. Interesting. Yo, Miato, 17 months. God damn, Miato, thank you very much. XOXOXO, thank you. If your stamina recovers toward the end of the game, it'll be adjusted so you can give your best effort according to stamina at that time. Game now recalculates your last spurt if you recover HP during last leg or last spurt phase. This is an interesting. This is mentioned in here too, right? This makes like late race stamina recovery a little better, right? Like, certainly it would still just be better if you full spurted the whole time, but, it's not completely useless like it used to be now. So it's something. A buff to all of those skills, right? In the case where maybe, you don't have extra HP for nothing, yeah, like, definitely it's still going to be better to just full spurt from the beginning, have enough stamina on the horse. But, like, in those cases where, maybe you like miss one of your other skills or like you get hit by a bunch of debuffs or something, these can kind of serve, like there's an extra bracket now of like these late race HP recovery skills can serve as backup golds, basically, right? They can, like, because it's not like you can just, we're spoiled for choice on gold recoveries. Maybe now after this patch, but right now it's basically like Maestro, Race Planner, Gourmand, Go Home Specialist, Sleeping Lion sometimes, and like we're already getting to get character specific ones, right? So, like, having these as an option, if, like, you can get 1 gold or 2 golds, and, like, depending on the track, and you're like, maybe I can fit in this late race 1-2 just in case. It's not nothing, right? But yeah, okay. And then adjusted the way slopes on courses are detected. Interesting. Adjusted to make it easier for Uma to move sideways. Skills that improve navigation also improve passing ability during the duration. I am curious about this race mechanic, Doc. So I guess let's take a look at things in order here if we can find them. So, like, what is this? I'm looking for, yeah, so let's look at, like, this spot struggle / lead competition thing first. This is for fronts, right? This info is inferred from the game's parameter file, which is less concretely confirmed. Info in this section is inferred from the game's parameter file, which is less concretely confirmed as results from reverse engineering. In the code, the mechanic is referred to as compete top. Okay, sure. When there are 2 more frontrunners or unige, which is, again, onige? You'd pronounce it unige if you read it. I think it's onige. Nige is like run away, right? Lead competition may be triggered between 150 meters from the start of the 6th section. This is basically every race is split up into 6 sections, right? And that 6th section is generally the last spurt, basically. Onige? Yeah. So the 6th section is the last spurt, basically. So 150 may be triggered between 150 meters from the start? Oh, I read this wrong. I read this as 150 meters from the last spurt. This is anywhere between 150 meters from start to the last spurt. Gotcha. Interesting. So it can happen basically at any point in the race besides right away, which makes sense. O equals big, great, and the game means run, escape. Yeah. Like all key, right? Like for big. So if two front runners are, what is that? A length and a half? 2.5 meters is a horse length, right? So if 2 front runners are closer than 1.5 lengths from each other, and lane gap is less than 0.165 times course width, right? So this is, again, like basically sideways. You have to be close enough to each other sideways as well. And it's multiplied, I guess, the wider the course, the further away you have to be from each other to count as being close by. I didn't realize the course width changed, honestly. Spot struggle ends at the start of mid-race? Are you sure? That's not what this is saying. The 6th, every race is, let me double check, but I'm pretty sure every race is split into 6 sections. There's the game Torah that lists this. I thought the 6th section was last spurt. I think it ends, hold up, where they have the race mechanics handbook somewhere in here that mentions this about sections. Yeah. Oh, 24 sections? Oh, I'm thinking of these. I'm thinking of the. Okay, wait, never mind. I got my my wording mixed up, huh? I see. I was thinking of this. First 6 of the race, 2nd to 4th, 5th 6 of the race, and 6th 6 of the race. It's not the sections. Ah, I see. My bad. Where does it talk about these sections then? Let me control F. I can see section. No? It's in the race mechanics doc? Okay. Let me control F it here then. Set. Oh, it is probably going to be a lot. But let me look up 24 sections. There you go. A race course divided into 24 sections. Never mind. Sections are numbered from 1 to 24. Race divided into 4 phases. Ah, I see. Okay. So it only happens. So this is like groundwork again. This is for getting the lead early on. Gotcha. So true. Maybe I should look things up here if I am unsure instead of making some spoopy little assumption. Huh? There we go. Okay, so, sure. So, never mind. 150 meters from the start to the 6th section. So, yeah, anywhere from, again, right, like, soon after it starts to right at the beginning of the mid-race. If it lasted the whole race, fronts died running out of HP. I was a little concerned about that, I'm not gonna lie to you. And then, okay, so anyway, yes, they have to be close enough to each other, distance-wise and sideways. And then for the runaways, I guess they're probably naturally going to be a little bit more sparse. So yeah, they have the conditions for them are a little laxer, sure. And yeah, that's to be front with front and runaway with runaway, sure. During lead competition, the front runners gain an additional speed based on their guts stat. Okay. Target speed 500 times guts stat to the 0.6 times 0.0001. Wow, okay. Meters per second. I mean, that's interesting. If I math, yeah, we have to hold on. I want to understand how much this matters, basically, because your target speed is in the neighborhood of like 20 something meters per second in the mid race. I'm pretty sure this is not last spurt, right? I think there's a nice, yeah. Like on average, right? This is going to be different. Obviously, velocity skills are going to increase it, things like that. Depends on course length, but yeah, around 20, yeah, right? So let's say that you have, again, your speed stat doesn't matter here at all, right? Speed stat, unless something is going to change in the middle here, but normally your speed stat does not take, it doesn't come into effect at all this early on in the race. So just like 500 target speed plus equals, right? So it's obviously going to be a buff. Like it's plus equals means target speed equals target speed plus. It's like programming shorthand if you guys don't know what that is. But like, say I have 600 guts. What does that do for me? 1100 to the 0.6. 1100 to the 0.6 times how many zeros? 3 zeros 1. 0.3 zeros times 0.3 zeros 1. I mean, that's so interesting. This is meters per second, yes? It's just so little. I mean, it matters, I guess. Right? Like, it does. It's your gut stat. Yes, it's the raw gut stat. 500 times gut stat? Oh! Thank you. Thank you. I was like, that's so little. Yeah. 500 times 600. And exponents are going to kill me, so I put some brackets around this shit. There we go. Now that's much more meaningful. I mean, that's like a speed skill, right? That's like medium straightaways, single circle or something like that. 0.2. Like what? If I just we're gonna have a lot of tabs open, man. So prepare your anus. I don't think I'm gonna keep it open. Indeed, it is. Yeah. Like if I look at like medium straightaway, single circle, or so, it's like 0.2, right? 0.15. Oh yeah. I mean. Yeah, okay. I mean, good catch on that. This is why I keep you guys around, because sometimes I do stupid things. Yeah, so I mean, that's really big, right? That is, I mean, it's basically depending on your guts, you get like a velocity skill. Yeah, it's somewhere between medium straightaways, or all of them almost are the same, right? Medium corners are the same thing. Like single circle and double circle, it's kind of smack dab in between, right? Even bigger for Onige. The front runners do it. It doesn't. I assume it's the same. They don't mention anything. They say the front runners, but they don't mention anything about a different formula for the runaways, right? Yeah, so I assume it's still the same, right? So I guess proportionally it's a little worse for them, but. And the duration lasts longer based on your gut stat too, huh? I have a spreadsheet to translate speed into velocity. Nice. Oh my god. But yeah, during league competition, you use 1.4 times as much stamina, and if you're rushed, 3.6, right? And 3.5 times and 7.7. I mean, that's like, again, say you have that 600 gut stat from earlier, right? This is going to last 700 times 600 to the 0.5. Let me put another time. 700 brackets. 700 times 600. Right, to the 0.5. Lore accurate for turbo? For fucking real, man. Times 0.012. Okay. Times 0.012. Dude, that's 8 seconds is like a non-trivial portion of the race, right? Like, especially depending on the length of the track. But even like, some of like these medium tracks, the times are like in like a minute and some, you know what I mean? Like 2 minutes, stuff like that. Like 8 seconds of that, am I crazy? This is like doubling your stamina consumption, no? Like if this happens, right? Or even that, like, how long does it take to like clear 2000, like the Tenno Shell Autumn? What's like a good time on Tenno Shell Autumn? It's like a minute 40 or something, right? Isn't it? Does anyone have that knowledge off the top of their head? I don't look at the Uma Day, indeed. Is there a way for me to go back and like look? Because my point is, if this is lasting for 8 seconds, right, and it's taking 3.5 times as much stamina, that means that it's basically adding like another 30 seconds to your run, which is ridiculous, because the whole thing is like a minute 40, or it's adding another like 24 seconds to your run. So this is like, like an extra 20% stamina requirement or something like that. That's why these guys are always gonna die, huh? It's a lot more meaningful. It ends 9th section no matter what. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But like, if it can start up to 150, like it can start 150 meters from the beginning of the race, right? So like odds are the duration is going, like unless it starts like right here or something like that, odds are the duration is probably gonna 97 seconds on Tokyo 2000 meters. Damn, I'm good. I said what? I said like a minute 40? I was within 3 seconds? Maybe I played too much at this game. Using Uma later? Yeah. So like, yeah, for you, this is like an extra 25 seconds of stamina consumption. It like literally, like this spot struggle triggering increases your already ridiculous stamina requirement by like 20%, right? Like it's 23 seconds on 97. And for front runners, it's a lot less meaningful, but it's still, I mean, 1.4 seconds, like an extra like 5 or 6 seconds, that is going to be the difference between, if you were borderline before, this is going to kill you straight up, right? So interesting. Stamina requirement for these guys goes up. But, I mean, this speed boost's really, really good, right? And, I mean, I guess you have higher guts anyway, right? So if you have higher guts, that's bad to boo. Okay, interesting. I mean, this shit is really meaningful, right? Interesting thing, like, if you were just like, I'm gonna be a weirdo, right? And I'm gonna get 1,200 guts. I mean, it falls off. Obviously, it's like a negative exponent, right? So it's like as you get more and more. But like 0.3 speed for like 15 seconds or whatever, like that is pretty crazy. If you had the stam, higher guts do require lower stam for last spurt. Yeah, if you could make that, like, I don't know if this is a meme build or something like that, but like if you think about this, right, 700 times 1,200. Like, if you get lucky and you just get a 0.3 speed buff for 11 seconds, I mean, I'm sure you're going to get paced down after that, probably. But, like, that's still pretty good. Right? I don't know. I don't know if that's, like, that's probably a bit fake. But, like, that's ridiculous, right? That's, like, gold chips unique. For fronts, though? Yeah. The fronts never get paced. Fronts still get paced down if they're too far away from any other front, no? They don't pace down, I think? Maybe. I mean, if they don't, that's very interesting. I could have sworn if like a front was too far away of the next front, they would still pace down, but speed up, overtake. Oh, maybe they don't. You know what? Maybe you're right. On the other hand, she wants her pay. It does say non-front runner modes. I always read this as like, these ones are for front runners, these ones are for everybody, but no, you're right. Yeah. It doesn't. I mean, this at least doesn't mention. We can look at pace down is going to become very relevant as we go, but pace down mode is right here. In fact, so let me just double check. Is this not for fronts? Uma's distance from first place is below minimum distance. No target speed or current speed of skill is active. Exit distance from first place is below minimum distance. So if you are in first, it should be fine, right? Like this condition by definition does not apply to the guy in first. Because they want to get a minimum distance from fronts. Yeah. Uma's distance from first place is also a random value between thresholds. Yeah, sure. Does this mention... It does say non-front runner modes, right? So yeah. So anyway, I guess there's... Okay, so if that's the case, if pace down doesn't exist, there is a weird world here where you can just, like... It's gonna be a little finicky, but, like, depending on how consistent the spot struggle is to trigger, which, like... If you have more fronts, it'll be much more consistent, right? This is, again, fronts eating off of having other fronts there. But, like, if you can get one of these and you have really high guts and it triggers, like, kind of early, right? You do just win, probably, right? Like you just get, like, gold chip. If runs get paced down, it contradicts the overtake. That's fair. You just get, like, this is, like 11 seconds, 0.3 is, like, gold chip anchors away and, like, Gemini Cup. Like, you know how gold chip just, like, has a speed up? And gold, like, a lot of these duration skills scale with how long the course is, right? So, you know, like, Gold Chip and Gemini Cup, when she hit that shit, it would, like, activate, and she would just slowly march her way damn near to, like, the front of the pack because of how long she had that speed up. Imagine that shit, but you're starting in first. That'd be crazy. It might be a gimmick, but it might be real, man. I don't know. I'm no front enjoyer anyway, but, like, that sounds interesting as an idea. But sure, let's move on from spot struggle now to this dueling compete fight thing. On the final straight of a race, competition may occur when multiple Uma are close to each other. So this is not for fronts. This is for everyone, right? An Uma is considered another Uma's competition target if they are, you know, a little bit like 1.3, 1.2 lengths away from each other, right? Wait, the stream title streamer? Oh! My bad. Hold up. You're right. Let me copy it. The YouTube stream title is correct. The Twitch one is fucked. Let me change that. That's my bad. My bad. This is why I keep you guys around. You know what I mean? That's why I keep you guys around, because I be fucking up and shit. Thank you. On the final straight, specifically, interesting. I mean, there always is one, right? But yeah, like, notably this, you know, will be, I guess, more or less important. It seems to not have a duration looking ahead, but this will be more or less important depending on how long the final straight is. But you have to be within, again, like 1.2 lengths roughly of each other, and lane gap, again, you have to be, you know, somewhere like horizontally close enough. Though this is certainly much more, this is a lot more lenient, right? So, like, even if you're running kind of like side by side like that, this probably will still trigger. If the competition target remains for more than 2 seconds, is top 50% in placement, and The absolute value of the speed gap is less than 0.6 meters per second. The competition is triggered. So basically, again, this is if you and another guy are like competing for position in the late race, right? Like that seems to make sense. The Uma gains speed and acceleration based on her gut stat. Whoa, okay. So if the final straight triggers on courses where because you know, if we look, for example, at our very own Leo Cup that's happening right now, yeah, on Hanshin 2200, the final straight is mostly, if I remember correctly, outside of the acceleration zone, yeah? Like if we go to lap 2 here. Yeah, right, the final straight happens, like, it happens basically at, like, you're fully accelerated. So, like, the bonus excel here is probably not going to matter as much, though your target speed's going to increase too, so it'll help a little bit there. But it would matter a lot more for, like, Gemini Cup, probably, right? Like, if we go to... God, Gemini Cup was Kyoto 3200s, yeah? Right, because this shit, right? There's a, like, the beginning of the late race is a straightaway. Right, so, like, it could activate right here, to my understanding, yes? It doesn't mention, like, it activates if you are on the finals, on the final straight. No, never mind. It's always the final straight. Interesting. Okay. Not any straight in the late race. It has to be the final straight. So no. I wonder if there is a track where, like, the final straight happens early on to the late race and the whole thing is just a straight. Tokyo has a pretty long straight, doesn't it? I remember one of the Tokyo tracks, the announcers mentioned something about Cancer Cup? You might be right. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah, you got it, Healbot. Exactly this, right? Exactly, yeah. Thank you, I forgot. This exact situation is where the shit will be crazy, right? Like on a track, like if we went back in time now and had Cancer Cup again, and I guess any Tokyo anything should look something like this, right? Yeah, I mean, it'll be a little bit worse on these longer tracks where you get a little bit more time, right? But I guess 1600 and below is where that, yeah, I mean, 1400 is even better here. Hanshin 1600? Yeah. But the point being that, if you have like like one of these where the straight is most of the acceleration zone, this shit, like, Guts becomes, if we went back in time and had Cancer Cup today, or with the new patch, Guts is like way more important than it used to be, right? Well, let's see, how much does it actually do? How much does it actually do? So, target speed, 200 times Gut stats, the 0.708? Who the fuck came up with that exponent? What the hell? To the 0.708 times 3 zeros 1. Okay, interesting. Let's plug this shit in. So if we have 708, and what is the normal number? 200, right? 200 and say, oh, no. 200, right? And say you have like, if you have like 300 guts, you get, maybe it's the dev's favorite number. It could be. Right, 200 times guts times 708 times 0.301 meters per second. Yes, okay. So if you have 300 guts, it's like, I mean, that's already pretty major, right? It's because the exponent's a lot higher, right? Say you went to like 600 guts. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, this shit scales quickly, huh? Now, your target speed is higher in the late race, right? And especially in the last spurt, your target speed is even higher, right? But that is a lot. More than inherited unique? Yeah, the inherited uniques that are greatly are 0.25, right? So this shit, I mean, that shit does matter, right? And as that guts goes higher, wow. Yeah, that matters a lot, right? This is, I mean, if you get to like 700 guts, it's not an inherited unique, it's a unique. This is Triumphant Pulse, right? Triumphant Pulse is 0.45. Like, this is straight up Triumphant Pulse, man. How interesting. Pulse is a speed skill? Yeah, this is speed. We're not doing acceleration yet. Right? Excel's a different formula. Acceleration's a lot less, which makes sense. Because Excel tends to be a little harder to come by. This shit is Triumphant Pulse, man. I'm on the wrong page. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. That's wild. Okay, cool. And if you have 1200 guts, I guess we can take a look at this and see. Jesus. I mean, this is like almost two uniques triggering. Like the 0.35 uniques, the shit ones, it's like almost two of them. Or it's like, you know, like a 0.45 and a 0.25 inheritor. I mean, this is ridiculous, right? Now, again, you need every stat, but like, I see what people mean when they say the guts gets a lot more useful. Does that take you over the target speed cap? Is there one in the last spurt? This is happening in the last spurt most of the time, right? But oftentimes it's also happening in the late race at the very least. I know your target speed goes even higher in the actual last spurt section, not last spurt mechanic where you start accelerating. The red part of this track, basically. Like the red parts of these tracks, the target speed goes even higher than it does in the late race, yeah? Is there a cap in this section of the race? I'm not actually sure. What are you referring to there? And if you don't have enough stamina, if you're like barely hanging on, you don't even do this. When above the target speed, Uma will decelerate. Target speed cannot go below minimum speed or exceed 30 meters per second. I don't think we're quite there. No. We can look at the. We can look at speed real quick. Right. This is the speed formula, right? So like if we. Yeah. Well, actually, last spurt. Where do you see maximum speed? When above the here we go. Target speed. Target speed is the speed an Uma will trend towards. When below the target speed, Uma will decelerate. When above it will decelerate. Target speed cannot go below minimum speed or exceed 30. I will say 30 is like no, that's so high. Like again, if we look at the last spurt speed here, right? If you had 1200 speed and distance S currently, and 1200 guts, I don't think you would get there, right? Like if we do all of this, right? If we go 500 times 1200, right? I'm just gonna have this. I'm gonna have this up in another tab so you guys can look at the more interesting thing until I'm done writing out the equation, and then we can go 500 times 1200. Right, and then to the 0.5, right, square root, times 1.1 for like medium S, times 0.002, right? I am square rooting this properly, yes? Hold on, let me type in. Boop. I'm doing something wrong here. Speed stats. Oh. But there's all of this still. Yeah, base target speed of phase 2, which we'll call 20. Yeah. 20 plus that. Wait, plus 0.01 times base speed. What is base speed? I forget about this guy. Oh yeah, I see. It depends on the length. Let's just call 20 to make it simple, since it's roughly 20, right? Times 1.05, right? Times 1.05. Boop. 1.05. Yeah, right. So okay, right away I can show you this. This is without taking the guts into account. 22.7, right? The guts can give you up to an extra 0.6. 30 is so far away. You need 10,000 worth of speed stat to be close to 30. Yeah, like if anything, honestly, I'm horrified that rule exists in there. What the fuck is that? Why is that there? Is there ever a scenario later on in the game's life cycle where that is even theoretically possible? How the fuck do you do that? Like if you had this plus the guts thing giving you like an extra 0.7 or something, like, which is higher than even can cap, right? Plus like 17 speed skills that all gave 0.25, you still wouldn't get there. Super Ogre year 3 Uma? If you hit it, your horse is probably on fire, exploding, so she stops. I mean, what is 30 meters per second in kilometers per hour? It's 108 kilometers an hour. Holy fuck. Oh my god, for the Americans. It's 67 miles per hour. It's highway speed. Like, it's just straight up. Like, that's insane, man. How? Beep, beep? Jesus Christ, man. Okay, let's put this back in here. Rocket Uma? Yeah. Anyway, point being, you're not going to hit the target speed cap, don't you worry. But that is a lot of extra speed, right? It is like an inherited unique or something, like, like an inherited unique every like 300 guts or something like that. Though it's gonna scale. Like the first 300 is gonna be a lot more important than the second 300, etc. It's a negative exponent, right? I am lost. Let me just type dueling again to get back in there. So, okay. Interesting thing is that fronts can also do this, right? So like this combined with this makes like guts is good for fronts even more so, right? They can benefit from this and this. How curious. Okay. Added the runaway aptitude skill. So I am curious about this. This strategy, to my understanding, just doesn't pace itself. Is that right? Where silence only? I think currently, yes. This document refers to runaway as onige. Where do they talk about this? Fronter runner? Pretty much, right? Okay, yeah, so I mean, first off, wow. I see. They do still have the negative speed coefficients at the end, right? Like, pretty heavy ones, in fact. Even heavier than, this. Okay, so they really try to get out in front early, huh? Interesting. Base accelerations, HP, position keep. Luminous returns in all mode once exit conditions are fulfilled. After you run this mode for 1 section, 3 sections for... That's like to enter, like, if you want to pace up or something like that, they do it for 3 times as long. Interesting. Yeah, again, they want to be even further. 17.5 meters? It drains stand like a motherfucker? Yeah. 17.5 meters is like 8 lengths, isn't it? No, it's 7. It's 7 lengths. What the fuck? If they're less than 7 lengths ahead of the Uma behind them, they speed up. What? No, for sure, man. No, that's good. For sure. They're very antisocial. What does the stamina consumption on this shit look like? My god. Holy shit. Frontist runner? Yeah. Okay, well, interesting. Oh, I wanted to, what does the excels look like for the dueling, by the way? Because, yeah, sure. Again, Silent Suzuka is, I think, the only person who can do this, right? The only person who has access to the skill. Twin Turbo will be able to eventually as well. I know that. I don't know what else. But as of right now in the game, the only horse that could do this is Suzuka, yeah? It's like a skill you just have to have access to. I assume it gets added to, like, her potential levels or her base skills or something like that. Probably her base skills. Because, like, all the Umas come with, like, you know, like, Agnes Tachyon comes with, like, standard distance or something like that without even leveling up potential at all. Excel for this, by the way. 160 times gut stat times to the 0.59 Goku reference. Only Suzuka, yeah, closest thing is, like, Palmer or Helios next year. That's wild. I mean, that makes her pretty fucking special. I wonder what the stamina requirement looks like this. She has to get through a hidden event from running the Takarazuka Kinen twice? Oh. Man, that's not so hard. Just run before summer camp twice. But I see it's not just like it's not on her. Don't quote me on that though. Yeah. 160 times gut stat times, let's say 300 just to see what that looks like to the 0.59 Goku reference. And then times 301 again. 0.0001. I mean, that's less meaningful, right? Or no, wait. Yeah, that's less meaningful, I believe. Because I think... Yeah, like, even at, like, 1200 guts, that is not hitting, like, an acceleration skill. It's still crazy to get Excel. Excel is hard to find, right? Excel's very hard to find. Just got double murmured, Mano-procted, basically out of the gate. That's tough. That's tough. Excel is much harder to come by than speed, so the fact this gives less Excel certainly makes sense. But like, because again, like if you look at just like even like Slick Surge or something like that, right, is 0.2, right? Now, notably, I don't know how long this lasts. How long does the competition last? Is it just until they're no longer a valid, just get to top speed faster, any difference can win? No, I understand. I'm just saying, like, insofar as, because yes, anything is good, but again, you always have to think about opportunity costs, right? Is it worth investing in like 300 more guts to do this? Or would I rather have more power, more speed, more stamina, right? any extra thing is better, but we're not choosing between something and nothing. We're choosing between something and something else, right? Last line said when it ends. When if HP is reduced below 5%? Well, no, what if it doesn't, though? Right? What if it doesn't? Like, if I have enough stamina, does this go from, like... I don't know, man. Like, does this go from the start of the final spurt to the end? You know what I mean? Because if that's the case, then this is insanely, absurdly powerful, right? If this can be like a 0.1 acceleration that lasts for like 10 seconds, then this is stupid, right? Because like, even like golden acceleration skills last for like 2 seconds, right? Sometimes like 3 or 4 if they're ridiculous. So it's like, if this is gonna last for the entire final straight as long as you have enough HP, that's pretty crazy, right? I assume, again, it lasts as long as they are still, as there is a valid competition target. Which again, I mean, if that's the case, right? If they're no longer a valid competition target, the Guts did its job. It got you the win, right? Like you went past them, or you were gonna lose anyway, right? And if they still are, then this continues to just provide value forever, right? So I think like this just seems really strong. Right? If you think about how, like, you know, on a course like this is the best case scenario, to be fair. But like on a course like this, you're here for like 10, 15 seconds, probably. Like from the late race beginning to you crossing the checkered flag is, like, again, imagine having a speed buff. Looks like so far no fixed spot for exit. Yeah. Imagine having a speed buff that just lasts till the race ends and starts when the acceleration zone ends, right? And it's also an acceleration buff that entire time too. And it only lasts as long as you need it. Wow, man. Okay. I mean, again, this is much more so only on a track like this. Like, can you cleats that? The Haru SSR? I don't even know if you can cleats it, actually. I hope not. That's weird. Getting Runaway for Suzuka is winning 7 consecutive G3 or higher races by the Tenno Show Autumn goal. Ah, okay. 7 consecutive ones. So that you can definitely get fucked over a little bit by RNG on that, but that is harder than I thought. Okay. I mean, G3 is not. That's true, actually. Yeah, you got like I don't. You can just run a bunch of G3s, I guess, and then you should be wording those almost all the time, right? That's valid, actually. Because I was thinking like you can win like 7 G1s in a row too. It's not the hardest thing in the world, but you can also, you know, just get cooked. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah, so, I mean, again, on a racetrack like where the final spurt is just, or the final straight happens on the last spurt, like the actual red part of the track, which is often, right? It's going to be not nearly as good. It's going to be not nearly as good. It'll be more of like just win, it's career races and she's Suzuka, yeah. It's going to be not nearly as good, but it'll, like, Guts will be like a nice to have there if you're not a front runner. You know what I mean? I mean, if you, on a track like this shit seems pretty ridiculous, man. Like, it's probably still not better than just having more speed or power or something like that. But I mean, considering that everything is logarithmic scaling, right? It might be a lot more worth it to have like 1100 speed and 600 guts than like 1200 speed and 300 guts. You know what I mean? Like, if you can put a guts card in your deck, and plus guts is going to give you speed when you train it too. It gives you speed and power. How interesting. I see why people say that this makes guts a lot better. Again, it's much more track reliant on people who aren't fronts, is my current conclusion. But on the tracks where it's good, running like a guts card, or maybe even 2 in your deck might genuinely be like not bad, right? Just because, I mean, this, like the other, like the opportunity cost to like get like 0.6 speed like this or something like that is a lot of speed stat, right? It's like 400 speed stat, and it's like maybe you could just get, you know, 300 more guts than you normally would, and it'd be easier to do, and you get some speed and power while you're doing it. Okay, interesting. Those are big fucking changes, which is why we got stun locked on them for a while. But and for fronts, it feels like maybe guts is always good now. But the problem is, for some Uma with guts, growth feels better now. Yeah. The problem is obviously fronts need everything more than everyone, right? They need more power than everyone else. They need more speed than everyone else. They definitely need more stamina than everyone else now, and they need more guts, and obviously they need more wit too, right? So this feels like it makes front running is even more of like a whale meta. It feels like now, right? I don't know what the stats are looking like out of Alharu, which is going to be, you know, obviously that's the main time we're going to spend with this patch. The whole time, actually, because it's going to come out after Alharu does. We're not going to be playing this on URA. But, like, wow, it does feel like you need, like, 1,200 of 3 stats or something like that on fronts now, right? Like you want like 1200 speed, like 1000 power, like 900 stam, like 600 guts and 700 wit or something. No. Wow. Okay, cool. And runaway. I mean, I'm so curious. I wish I knew the formula for stamina consumption. Does anyone have that off the top of their head? I probably shouldn't get stun locked by this, but is it interesting? Yeah, this patch is gigantic, man. I wish I knew the formula for stamina, like just the base formula for health point consumption based on how fast you're going. I mean, is that somewhere in here? It's probably somewhere in here, right? Because I want to see just how stamina. HP? Ah, perfect. Oh my god, this is exactly what I'm looking for. And then how much HP does stamina give you? How do I know what health you stamina convert? Oh, okay, amazing. Dude, the game does such a bad job of explaining itself. The community does such a good job. Oh my god, thank you so fucking much for these docs. This is awesome. I love getting this like this little scratch in my head where I go, I wonder how this works. And I get to immediately know. Ooh, okay. So pace chasers used to have the biggest stamina penalty. Now it's these, which makes sense, right? The runaways. So current speed minus base speed plus 12 squared divided by 144. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. Current speed minus base speed. So the faster you are going from the base speed, the better. Or the worse, I guess. The more stamina you'll be consuming. Interesting. Yeah, less when you're pacing down, which fronts and runaways will never do. So, like, how much more stamina... How much more HP is a runaway consuming compared to like a front? Let's not even worry about their max HP difference, right? Let's just, I want to see HP consumption, right? So let's talk about everything in the last spurt. Everyone is going to, if anything, the Onige, the runaway, is going to be going slower, right? Multiple Oniges would be funny because they'll consume 7.5x on spot struggle. It's if they're rushed. It's 3.5x and 7.7, I think, if they're rushed and in the struggle. Yeah, they just kill themselves. Like if you have multiple Oniges, they shoot themselves in the head and die. It's like that's insane. That's literally doubling their stamina consumption or something like that for the race. If the spot struggle lasts for even like 5 or 6 seconds, it like doubles their stamina consumption. Damn near, depending on the length of the track. Assuming 21 meters per second. So base speed, current speed is gonna vary strat to strat, yeah? Strategy phase coefficient. I think my number one wish for this game is some sort of HUD explaining everything as it happens. You know exactly what your targeted current speed and everything is at all times and exactly why. That would be very nice. That would be very nice. Interestingly, they're actually going to be running a little slower in the mid-race, but they'll be pacing up constantly, I guess, right? They'll be pacing up constantly. But if we assume the front, right? I can get rid of this. If we assume the front is running at 20, that means that the Onige is going to be running at 24. But they are going to slow down in the mid-race. But again, I say that 23.4. So the difference between them is 3.4, basically, right? So what I can do is you can plug that into here, right? So essentially, is it valid to just put 3.4 in here and 0 in here? Or no? No, probably not, right? We need to actually go through this full formula on both, right? Can we do the difference here? Does that simplify like that? I'm bad at math. I have to do the full formula for both. I'll just do it. It's fine. I saw a lot of 1.2k stam, 1 gold heal on mile as requirements for Onige, but I haven't seen the math. What is Onige? Runaway. It's the new frontest runner. They added basically Suzuka is the only one who can do it currently. Well, not currently. When the patch comes out on the 11th, but it's like it's a strategy that runs 7 lengths ahead of the nearest horse behind them. Is their goal for like pace up, pace down, whatever. So we're trying to figure out how quickly they kill themselves, and I think the answer is going to be very quickly. So okay, let me just do this on the other screen again, so you guys can look at the more interesting formula while I type this in. 7? Yes, their goal is to be no less than 7 lengths ahead of the nearest horse behind them. 17.5 meters. Every horse length is 2.5 meters. So if I do this formula for a front runner, right? for like roughly in the early game, it's going to be a little more. In the mid game, it's going to be a little less. But you know, roughly, right? 23. So it's going to be 20. Oh god, dogs are breeding super horses. Well, the problem is they end their own lives, I think. So 20, right? Or 21. That's a good point, actually. What is... Because the base speed is 20. Yes? Hold up. Base speed is 20. Call it roughly, right? Base target speeds is... Base speed times strategy phase coefficient plus square root... Oh, during late race and last spurt. No. During early and mid race, it's just base... speed times strategy phase coefficient. Okay, so front runners are going to be 20 minus 20. It's gonna come out in the wash, right? So this will be 20 minus 20. So this will be 12. Let's be 1. Let's be 20. Okay. Yes, I see. So because this is 0, this is 12 squared, which is 144. It gets divided by 144, so it cancels out. So fronts will consume 20 HP per second, right? Runaways, oniges, are going to consume 23.4 in the early race. 23.4 minus 20. Right, so 3.4 basically, so it's 15.4 squared, right? Over 144 times 20. Over 144. So they are consuming, wow. So in the early race, yes, 33 HP per second, exactly. They're consuming 60% more stamina or something like that? Like if 20 over 30, or I guess 33 over 20. 65% more stamina in the early race. Now, to be fair, this is where the question comes in. Because in the early race, they're killing themselves. Cool. But the early race is only, we all know what happened to IRL Suzuka, so true. The early race is only 1/6 of the race, right? And time-wise, it's probably a little more than that because the last spurt and the late race, even though they are like 2/6 of the race, they are the fastest 2/6 of the race. Because you have to think about how much HP per second times the number of seconds they're there, right? So like proportionally, this is probably closer to like 1/5 of the total time, right? So even off of just this, for example, right? If you are consuming 65% more for 1/5 of the time, right? Then you are going to just from that alone already, because of the early race, the runaways need 13% more stamina than a front runner. Everything else being equal, they need 13% higher stamina, higher HP. Yeah. Now the question becomes in the mid race. If we go to target speeds, right? Yeah. Or base speed, base target speed. Yeah. In the mid race, they actually are like they're running a little bit slower, but again, they should be pacing up. As long as they are anywhere more than 7 lengths, anywhere less than 7 lengths in front of the guy behind them, right? Now, I assume they are going to be 7 lengths ahead by the time the mid-race starts. So, like, it might come out in the wash. They're going to be running a little slower, and then going to pace up, and they're going to be running a little slower. It's going to kind of rubber band back and forth like that, right? I would imagine. Maybe I am wrong. Does that sound roughly right? It sounds roughly right to me, right? Like, the runaway is going to be far ahead as fuck. Their mid-race coefficient's a little bit slower than the front runner. So assuming there's one runaway and a bunch of fronts, right? The front runner in the lead is going to slowly catch up to them, right? And then once that happens, they're going to pace up, right? They're going to run faster. They're going to get it back to 7 lengths, and it's gonna rubber band like that. So you can is it fair to say that they're probably roughly equivalent on their stamina consumption in the middle of the race, or is that crazy to say? It's gonna be because he's gonna go slower, faster, slower, faster, slower, faster. That sounds reasonable, right? It sounds reasonable to a guy like me. I don't know where, but that to me doesn't draw the conclusion of you need 1200 speed for a mile race. You know what I mean? That does not give me the idea. Like 13% more stamina than a front runner is not, or 13% more health, to be fair. How does health scale with stamina? 0.8. Okay, so basically any increase in your stamina stat is a 0.8 increase. Like it's 0.8 times as effective. So you do 13 over 0.8, right? So it's like 16% more stamina than a front runner. Does not strike me as 1200 stam, 1 gold on a mile. Do you know what I mean? Like that, it's more, it's a lot more, But it can't just come from that, which makes me assume that they are also going hard as hell. I mean, everyone's going hard as hell in the late race, right? Everyone's going hard as hell. This is napkin math, to be fair, but like, I could be off by a factor of 2. 32% more stamina required is still not 1200 stam, 1 gold on mile, right? So like, where is that coming from, I guess? I don't know. Like, let's go back to the modes again. If I go to like front, oh, get runaway strat is probably not practical at the moment. No, but I'm not understanding why. Like, the math is not backing that up to me. 16% more stamina requirement is big, but it's not like, again, when people say 1200 stamina, 1 gold recovery on mile, that does not follow from they need 16% more stamina than fronts. Do you see what I mean? Now, that being said, strategy coefficient. Okay, and then it's also, so you're saying it's also, what was it, 0.95 versus 0.86? 0.95 over 0.86, right? Runaway is lower than pace? Yeah. So it's an extra 10% on top of that difference between them. Like, fronts are 10% more stamina efficient even then. Or even still, you could go like 0.86 over 0.95, right? And then multiply your, like, they basically have 10% less stamina, roughly, than a front runner. So you need an extra 10% on top of the 1.6. That only takes you up to 18%, though. Do you see what I mean? Like, combine all of that. I assume the secret lies in them going way harder in the middle of the race, too. That's the only, because the mid-race is so much of the race that if the runaways are going crazy in the mid-race, then that's where, yes, okay. Then I can see them, like, needing double the stamina or something. Because that's what we have to get to, right? Because a front on a mile race needs, like, 600 stam, right? Like, 600 stam and a gold recovery is fine. So where are we getting that we double that? Which is what I've been hearing, not just from Healbot. Like, I've heard that all over the place. It's like, oh, blah, 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 blah. 1.1 times 1.16 equals 12. Oh, yeah, I see. You're multi, yes. 1.16. Oh, yeah, I see. Does it multiply into each other like that? Yeah. Yeah, it would. You're right. Because they both affect your... You have effectively, multiplicatively, that much less HP. Because, 16% more health consumption. Or, overall, if we say they're the same in the mid-race. 16% more health consumption means you have effectively, 16%, well, let's call it something like 20% less health because the multiplication doesn't go both ways like that. And then you also have 10%. I see what you mean. Closer to like 25% extra stam. I'm not saying it's not meaningful, by the way. I'm just wondering, even 27% does not lead me to believe that, like, you can't get the stamina for them ever, right? Now, granted, we're talking now, like, for a medium, you're talking like you need some shit like 1200 stamina and like a gold or 2 on a medium for sure. But I mean, that could be worth it if you start the late race 7 lengths ahead of everyone who isn't you, right? Like, like, that doesn't sound insane. Like, you're never gonna run away on a long, but doesn't it, like, 27% higher stamina requirements? Doesn't that sound doable? If your strategy, by virtue of its existence, puts you 7 lengths ahead of everyone in the mid-race? Because, I mean, they try to maintain their lead, which they're going to probably get from the beginning anyway. And they multiply their target speed by 1.04. And they overtake. I mean, I don't think they're going to do this more often than front, saying they're going to be maintaining a longer distance. Yes, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm missing something. But to me, it feels like, I think you're right, Ophidian. I think it's like 28% extra stamina or something like that they need. That's not, like, genuinely absurd, right? Like, if we look at, this is probably outdated, to be fair, because, like, all stamina requirements are going to go up a little bit, right? But if I just look at, like, like a 2200 medium, right? And I'm like a front runner, right? And I've got like 500 guts now because that shit is awesome, right? and I have 1200 speed and medium S, right? And a bunch of power, whatever. Right? How much stamina do I need? 772, right? This is assuming one white recovery. Let's just get his ass out of there, right? This is like no recoveries at all. I need 827 stam, right? So this is no recoveries at all. And to be fair, you'd be borderline. If like there was a second runaway, you would kill yourself, right? Whatever. But like, 827 times 1.27 is 1050. And this is assuming you don't have any gold recoveries, right? So I'm like, it seems like it could work, really. Like, it seems like it could be really good, actually. You just have to focus stamina a lot harder, but, like, a lot of the reasons that you might get more speed or power or whatever to get those lengths, the extra lengths on your opponent, you are kind of going to do that shit anyway, no? My main problem is the free SSR stamina with many front skills is Silent Suzuka. She cannot use it. I guess that's fair. He's the same card as a trainee. And to be fair, again, take this with a grain of salt, because all stamina requirements are going to go up, right? Because even for fronts, for example, the fronts are going to need more stamina now too, because even the frontest, most fronty front is now going to be chasing a runaway sometimes, right? And the guts stuff those struggles are going to lead to them needing more stamina as well, right? Having a higher target speed in the late race from the dueling is going to mean you need even more stamina, right? You need the stamina to even trigger it in the first place. So stamina requirements are like going up across the boards, don't get me wrong. But I feel like my early understanding of this is that I have 15k, so it's a spark. Yeah, because they're gonna give you 15k in free pulls basically on Rika. So if you have 15k for yourself, then yeah. But I feel like my early impression is that this shit could work for sure. This 1200 stamina on mile race seems like it's a little overblown to me. Basically, you're building stam as though you're building for one race distance up from what you're actually building for. Yeah, that sounds right. Right? So like again, you just can't do it on long. They definitely just don't work on longs. But like even on like medium length mediums, like unless it's like a 2400, it feels like it could work for sure. And again, it's like, oh, but you have to put all these points to stamina. Yeah, but in exchange, right? Uma community fear-mongering Stamrex, what's new? I guess that's fair. In exchange, you're getting 7 lengths for free from your strategy. That seems fucking useful, right? Like 7 lengths on the fronts, by the way. God forbid, the late surgers have to make up like 30 meters to get to you, right? Also, for what it's worth, you're literally never going to get hit by gaze. It's like mathematically impossible, I think, for a runaway to ever get hit by gaze. So on those mediums where debuffs are a thing, yeah, you will get by murmur though, right? Debuffs certainly make it very hard. So this guy has the rabbit. Honestly, even as the ace, I don't see where for fronts to chase. I don't know, man. Even as the ace, I feel like it could work, even on mediums, right? Like if you just build her like you're building from, you're building for like a long, right? I feel like this shit could work for real. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm missing something. It's definitely like on mile, it's like easy because you don't even have to worry about murmurs and shit there, right? Unless there's like new debuff skills that have been put into the ethos. But like on mile, it seems like it's gonna be really good. Again, not as a rabbit, as like an ace. I feel like we talk like a lot of times we'll talk about like, dude, medium S never getting hit by the gaze. That's true. That's true. Oh yeah, yes. We talk about like, yo, medium S is like 1 to 2 lengths. That's crazy. I'm like, what if my strategy gave me 7? Right? Now, the only problem is that okay, this is actually interesting balancing. The only problem is it is kind of a self-cannibalizing strategy, right? Suddenly this random silencer guy feels neat. The problem is, if you're the only runaway, I feel like you're actually doing really well for yourself, right? Like that feels like a very difficult thing to beat, assuming they have enough stamina, which should not be that. It should be free on miles and like doable even on a lot of mediums. The problem is, motherfucker, right? If there's another, oh my god, are you just going to immediately kill yourself, right? So I guess this is where pace victim TBH, bro, the paces have to make up like 9 lengths. Good luck, right? Good luck. The problem is more so this though, right? Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. God forbid you get rushed. But even this, like this for like 7 seconds, 8 seconds, right? You're already consuming 33 HP per second. And now it's going to be 107 or something like that. That's fair enough. I see now. This is where we get into 1200 on mile, right? Yeah. Because this is where it's unironically, like, you are just burning from both ends, right? The candle. So that's fair. This mechanic, in combination with their already incredibly high base HP consumption rates, is pretty wild. I guess so. So it's like, you can try and run her. Mirroring Sun Suzuka with Flustered Front to rush any other Suzukas. Flustered Front shouldn't target them, right? It shouldn't. I assume it will hit. It will miss runaways, right? It'll hit front because they're not front runners, are they? Speed Eater is what you're looking for. Yeah. The point is, again, I think this is just going to kill you, right? And like if there's only one runaway, we'd be like Stam skill maxing on silence. Yeah, I mean if there's only one runaway, I think she might just fucking win, right? A lot, like most of the time. Like unless I'm mistaking this, she is staying 7 lengths ahead of the front runner behind her, right? So like that's a nearly impossible gap to make up in the late race. If someone starts the late race 7 lengths ahead of you and doesn't gas out, which if there's only one runaway feels like it's pretty reasonable, I think you just lose, right? If you're at all comparable, I think you just lose. It's like insane to make up 7 lengths. Runaways, I think, still gets hit by front runner skills, maybe. But if there are 2 great runaways, they just kill themselves. So okay, fine. Let's move on. We've talked about this for long enough. I have my preliminary thoughts on this as when the patch actually comes out and we see, you know, more testing and stuff like that. Sure. Increased runners' last spurt speed based on their guts parameter. Oh yeah. It's factored into the formula now, even before the dueling, right? How much of a difference is it? Look at that scroll bar. Yeah, this is gonna be 2 days. Okay. That, to be fair, these 3, I think this is going to be the longest that we spend on any individual line, to be fair. But yeah, we're not going to get through this today. Base 500 times speed stat. It's like, I mean, this is like, let's take the stats out and just see the difference. Like if we just grab this, right? Actually, I can do this on like a calculator, and then you guys can see it at the same time. I just realized. I don't know why I'm using Firefox as my calculator. Let's do it on a calculator, and then we can have both open side by side, right? So like if we just compare, square root is an exponent of 0.5, right? So if we just compare like 500, I guess we can do the square root here. It'll be easier. Will it? What the fuck? There you go. If we just do like the square root of 500,
grabbed, comma,
right?
Nerd.
Excuse me. Maybe I hate this. Why does that not work? Square root of 500. What? No? Oh, maybe I will use Firefox. What the fuck? This calculator is ass, I think. Also, Healbot, thanks for the follow. What the fuck? I don't know how to use the... Oh, you type the thing in, then you do the operation on it. Okay. You're doing root 0 by 500? The calculator that I used to use in high school, you would put the square root in first, and university, to be fair. You put the square root in first, and you would put the thing inside of it, you know? Like, it would make the symbol, and you would type the number into it. This is doing the operation on the things that are currently there. I see what you mean. Anyway, and then times basically 2. The difference between these is 2, right? You fix the problem after I hit send. Wilted heart emoji. Like no, never mind. It's not 2. 0.002, and this is 0.0001. So that's a difference of 20, right? Speed is 20. Like in just that coefficient, speed is 20 times more important. Yeah, right? So it's like times 20, basically, is the difference between how much those coefficients matter. No, wait. Let me ignore that for now. Hold on. Let me just do 500. Get the square root, and then I'll magnify the difference between these by 20. That's what I should be doing, right? So that's 22.3. Cool. Let's write that down, like here. 22.3, roughly. And then let's grab 450 to the 0.5 for the 0.597. 450. Where's my exponentiate by random by? Oh, there you go. To the 0.597. 38.36, right? Oh, okay, no, now I can do... So I should divide this by 20? Well, it doesn't really. So, because just by that, you go, whoa, guts matters more. But again, the coefficient guts being multiplied by is 20 times smaller, right? How the fuck? How do you do this math? How the fuck did shit work? It is still like speed is like 10 times more important than guts, roughly, right? I think I can multiply this by 20, right? I think that's fair, actually. Because it is just being, essentially, it is being multiplied by 20 times bigger coefficients. Yeah. So speed, like, it's basically 446, right? Versus 38. So speed is, like, still 12 times more important as far as giving you extra speed compared to guts. But hey, guts is doing that, and it's giving you the dueling, and if you're a front, it's giving you the spot struggle, right? And it does the thing that it already did, which is like it makes you more stamina efficient, and the training gives you power and speed. So like, they just added a lot for guts. But yeah, it's not nearly as important for your last spurt speed as you might think from reading this, right? Again, it's about 1/13th the effect of speed every point of guts. Adjusted systems involving hills on courses. What the fuck does this mean, man? This mean adjusted the way slopes on courses are detected. What does that mean? Guts gives you a ton of small miscellaneous buffs that add up. Yeah, and to be fair, the spot struggle thing and the dueling thing are not small. Those are really big. On final straights where the dueling matters, it's like ridiculous, right? It's ridiculous. Like it's crazy. And the spot struggle is pretty important as well. Like their entire skills, right? Oh, they added hills and tracks. Oh, I see. Like they added like a downhill to Hanshin and stuff like that. Okay, that's cool. That I mean, I'm not gonna look over every fucking racetrack that got changed, but yeah. The game had fake downhills and they count as real downhills. That's good. That's good. Adjusted racer positioning at the final corner, allowing them to line up more easily. My understanding of this is that it means that people actually will start running side by side and not just block each other, which is amazing, right? That's amazing. I don't know if there's like a more detailed explanation of this anywhere. Just to make it easier for Umamusume to move sideways when driving around the final corner. Yeah, so I mean, I assume this is going to mean that, you know, we're not just going to end up running into the back of it. Like, this is the most annoying fucking thing in this game, right? Wasn't Hanshin course at uphill without a downhill? Yeah. According to VF, you're almost to start swinging out. Yeah, that makes sense, right? We'll see how much that like matters exactly. It's one of those things where like it's really hard to know exactly how the numbers changed or whatever. But if this leads to you getting blocked behind the guy less and just kind of swinging and then just, you know, running side by side for the final spurts, one, that looks a lot cooler, and two, it's just so much less annoying, man. Having the inside line is still going to be better though, right? Because everyone who's going to be swinging out is going to be like covering a longer distance than you are, right? Because like you going around the corner are going like this, and they are going like this, right? And it's like all of like this extra distance here, right? Like this little bit before you start, and like it's just, yeah, this is basically boop to boop, right? So like this and this are like all extra distance they have to go. You can see in any JP racing match, they spread out a lot, just like an IRL race. That's awesome. So like it's still gonna be better to have the inside line if you can get it, just because it means, again, you literally have to travel less distance compared to the guy who's swinging out. But hey, before, you just got blocked half the time, so yay. Right, yay. Skills and improved navigation now also improve passing ability during their duration. I'm sure this will be in the individual skills, we'll see. I don't know if passing ability means acceleration or speed. I don't know. I don't know what this means, right? And then recovering endurance late race now enables runners to exert full strength, which again, sure. All right, now we're gonna look at individual shit, I guess. The lane movement skills, yeah, but like, is passing ability speed or acceleration? Speed? Okay. I know what the skills that improve navigation are. I don't know what they do. It just means lane movement speed give velocity too. Oh, I mean, that's good. I mean, honestly, that'll be nice then, because like this exact situation that I just talked about, where you're like swinging out and you have to cover more distance as a result. If you're moving faster, then it's less, you know, it's less meaningful. It helps, helps even that gap. Okay, so now, I mean, increase the parameters acquired from some trainee events, added new choices for some trainee events, added new trainee events, adjusted parameters that can be acquired from some support card events, adjusted the effects and conditions required for some skill activations. Is there anything else that's like general that I'm just going to go through the spreadsheet for? Adjusted positioning required to activate certain skills, adjusted the activation timing for the following skills, a lot fewer. Effect values are buffed for some of them, extended the effect duration for some skills. That's curious. Added new effects. Okay, no. So now we're just going to go through fucking every tab in here one by one and just see what this means, right? This is, longer curvature. Interesting. Okay, so this is just, I don't know the events for King Hell off the top of my head, but hey, cool. She gets 10 more speed on this event, and it gives her a Studious hint. Studious is, I mean, we'll see if it's changed, but right now it's just Field of View, right? Or is it also Field of View and Navigation? If it's Field of View and Navigation, that's cool, right? An important general skill for most corner skills is they can re-proc on a cooldown. Wait. Okay, because they say they have a cooldown in the game, but they never re-procced. Or are you talking about, like, or it felt like they didn't ever re-proc. Now they do? Amazing. Okay, I was always confused about that. I was like, why does it say it has a cooldown, but I never see this shit activate twice on like Gemini or something? That's all. Okay, so corner skills in general, much better now. Gotcha. Anyway, she gets more width out of this, more skill points out of this. When all G1 rate, when G1 is in all distances, I assume this is her like unique event, right? Plus 10 to all stats, 20 skill, or is this like a new event? Oh yeah, new event. Yeah, I see. Corner skill conditions were proccing on the first corner. Now they add a random corner flag. Oh, I see. Okay. Nice. That's very nice. That makes sense because like Maestro, like that is true. Whenever you would go around in a CM onto the first corner, everyone popped everything. Like if you didn't pop Maestro right there, you would just be like, oh, I guess I'm dead. Interesting. Okay. I think Maestro was like first corner or like fourth from last if there was more than 4 or something like that. This is a new event. Plus 10 all stats, plus 20 skill points. Okay, well, I mean, cool, yeah. 2 new events for Nice Nature. Yeah, number changes, new branches, new event. Race bonus applies. Oh, yes, okay, makes sense. I heard Maestro timing is still unchanged, but the victory skill, the velocity skills at random corners? Oh, we'll see. I mean, we're gonna get to the skills hopefully today. Win Kyoto Shimbun High, Naruo Kinen, and Kokura Kinen. 2 of these are like, these 2, or maybe this one is definitely a goal race for her, I think. 25 stamina, 25 speed, home stretch haste hint. Interesting. Could happen. Home stretch haste, by the way, isn't this shit like way worse now? Like it matters even less now that the guts mechanic is there. Like this being like a flat increase was already like, you know, not as great in the point of the race where your speed was highest, and now it's like even less proportionally. Target speed is target speed. No, I'm with you, right? But, you know, again, there's opportunity cost to everything, right? Instead of spending 100 on home stretch haste, maybe I could get something better, you know? Can happen up to 5 times, depends which time. What? How about some dried squid? Can happen up to 5 times, and she just gets energy. 5 energy the first time, 10 the second, 20 the third, 30 the... What the fuck? It sucks, but a Loki gives me that clutch factor that activates the neurons. True. This is awesome. No? I wonder what the chance for this is, but I mean... Nice Nature just having the opportunity to get potentially like 100 extra energy, 105 extra energy. And like 75 just random stat points. Cool. Yeah, why not? Why not, man? Which one is the lucky card? 10 energy. Oh, speed and stamina goes from +5 to +10, and you now get 10 energy. That's nice. Skill points, more skill points, blah, blah, blah. When these guys, you get speed, power, and slick surge. Ooh, that's interesting, right? Haru no. Oh, we can look at the skills on them as well. I mean, I assume there's gonna be some overlap here. Like for example, hold on, is home stretch haste? Oh, duration is increased. That's cool. But like real quick, is home stretch haste like mentioned in here? Because I might just look at Uma's and then just look at skills on a separate thing. But I would imagine that this is like duplicate information. Yeah. Yes, okay, so I'm just not gonna look at that. We're gonna look at skills when we get to skills. I'm just gonna ignore this bottom part right here. Haru, question mark, sure, man. Bakshin, new branch. All rep showdown, victory branch, plus 10 energy, plus 10 additional width, plus 20 total. It's like a new choice, basically. I would imagine, a new choice on an event. Plus 1 random stat to 2 random stats plus 10. Okay, cool. Lots of little stat buffs for these horses. I don't think, like, outside of, like something like this to me is interesting, where it's like, oh, she can get, like, a hint for an acceleration skill, right? But I think otherwise, like, I don't think, you know, you getting, like, 10 extra skill points off this event is gonna matter that much. You know what I mean? I'm more so looking for, like, new events to do crazy shit, or, like, getting hints for, like, really important stuff. Now, granted, maybe some skills that weren't as important before are more important now, but, occurs late December. Actually, maybe I should look at skills first for that reason, actually. I think a lot of these, like, some of these hints, I might not be able to, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I convinced myself. I'm going to skills first, because I am the most curious about this. Oh, Maverick just gives more speed now. Single circle is 60. Double circle is 80. Maverick is the one where no one shares your strategy, yeah? So if you're the lone runaway, you can be even more broken. Oh, thank God. Competitive Spirit actually works in CM now. Right? Instead of having 6 people share your style, it has to be 40% of the field, which with 9 people, 9 times 0.4. I'm not sure if that's 3 or 4. If it's 3, awesome. If it's 4, slightly less awesome, but still significantly more likely to have, like, you know, if it's 3, you can guarantee it yourself, which is interesting, right? If it's 3, you can just, like, bring 3 pace chasers that all have competitive spirits and, like, guarantee it's going to activate for all of them all the time. Is it still 4 including yourself? I'm not sure. Let's look at what it says right now. Competitive spirits. Yeah, right now it says 5 other. Yeah, you're right. So even if this is 4, it'll still be 3. If this says 4 total, it'll be 3 others. Oh, and that's the same thing. Yeah, no, I was interpreting it correctly before. I just confused myself. Yeah. Certainly no one would bring 3 of the same strat. I mean, this is interesting. This, like, if it is only 2 others who share it and you can guarantee it yourself, that's interesting, right? Yeah. Yeah, look, 3 fronts, 3 paces, some shit like that. Oh, Iron Will activates in the mid race now. That's cool. What is the condition for this to activate besides being in the early race? I mean, it is funny that Iron Will gets buffed right as we leave the scenario that gives it to you for free. Blocked front continue time. This is the Murmur activation condition, yeah? Why is Vakala considered the worst character? Lots of reasons. Basically, she doesn't do anything good, then she has a lot of weaknesses, and there's a bunch of shit that's bad about her. This is the Murmur condition. Yeah, so I mean, it's not like, it's not guaranteed, but it's not unlikely. This is like a real, yeah, it's not super reliable, but that's like a real stamina recovery skill now, a little bit more, right? Though, like, notably, again, it is still a little bit unreliable, right? But before it was completely useless, so that's cool. Unruffled. Blocked all continued time to is surrounded. Okay, I don't know what either of those, like, those sound like the same thing to me. Can I, like, search up conditions? No? If I want to search up a particular condition, I wonder if I could do that. If I, or... I'd imagine not. Like, can I look like is surround? No. Blocked. No. Okay, sure. So let's look at unruffled right now, what it says. So right now, blocked all continue time. Wait, no, that's the new one, yeah? No, before. So what the fuck does that mean? Blocked all continue time. You've been blocked from the front and at least one side simultaneously. And is surrounded? I don't know what that means. You can search in the skill condition viewer if you remove filters. Oh, I was wondering about that. Reset filters? Oh, that's wonderful. Is surrounded. Checks if you're currently surrounded. You're being surrounded. There are other Musume. Oh my god. No more than 3 meters ahead of you and less than 1.5 lanes difference behind you. Oh, so they made it worse. No? This is a worse condition now. Like, this was like you had to have someone in front and to the side of you, and now it's you have to have someone in front, behind, and to the side of you, no? Why the fuck did they nerf this? Am I crazy? Am I misunderstanding, or does this get nerfed? Is surrounded is worse than blocked all continue time. Yes? In front, like 2 meters? If and when it ever is. I think it's really common for it to proc. Okay, I guess that's, it is 3 meters like a length. A length ahead, a length behind, and somewhere to your sides. I guess that's fair compared to blocked, or what was it? Blocked all continue time? Blocked all continue time? Blocked from the front and at least one side. Yeah, blocked is a more harsh condition, right? Yeah, okay. I guess maybe it's not. Maybe it's not a nerf actually. Because yeah, I think this is a more, like, blocked is a more restrictive condition than a guy being within a length of you. Uma's passing and pacing all the time mid-race, almost bound to happen if you're on the only Uma in the strat. Yeah. That's fair. Okay, cool. Hey, I mean, that's nice. This is a mid-race activation anyway, right? Stamina to spare. Calm and collected. Phase random to phase later half random. And then accumulate time removed. Oh, okay, cool. So it activates in the early race, but it has to activate in the later half? Wait, that's good now, right? That's just a gold recovery, yes? Like, Calm and Collected is just like it's just a gold recovery. Block is effectively unable to move to the direction. Surround doesn't require to be touching. Yeah. 3 meters is not that bad. Am I missing something? Like, it triggers, the earliest it could trigger is the second half of the early race. This is like Maru's Restless on like Hanshin, basically, right? That's, yeah. Pace just get everything? This looks like a valid recovery? I mean, this is just, this is like a good recovery, no? Like, is this ever gonna be bad? Maybe on like a sprint where it's, but like, you don't even need it then, probably, right? Okay, cool. Who the fuck gets Calm and Collected? Calm, that just seems really good now. I see. Pasa, Haihide, and McQueen. Stamina to spare I've seen on Ryan. You get it in a bunch of different places. Is it not Ryan? I thought it was Ryan. Maybe not. Pasa? Yeah. I mean, Calm and Collected is just good. Like, really good now, I think. And then Stamina to spare, obviously, White's less interesting, but hey. Yeah, it's another valid recovery to add to the list of things to hunt on, right? Wait and see. Added an increased acceleration for 3 seconds. What the fuck is wait and see? So many of these skills, order rate though, have to be in the first half. Oh, you're a pace chaser, no? I guess if there's like, I don't know, you're a pace chaser in the early race? This should happen, I think. I mean, I guess if there's like 5 fronts, you get cucked or something like that. That should be pretty uncommon, no? I guess if there's a runaway and like 4 fronts. Well, I mean, you can also get cucked just not being in the front of your own pack either, right? But you do tend to want to build to do that anyway, right? Higher power, stuff like that. That is true, though, right? It's not like guaranteed. It's still good, though. That is still good. Like, that is a good recovery now. What the fuck is wait and see? Wait. Oh, wait and see. Decrease fatigue when positioned towards the back mid-race. Oh, what the fuck? It's a stamina recovery on a sprint, and they added acceleration in the mid-race? It's just ass? Maybe for a runaway sprinter? It's towards the back. Right? You have to be 6th. Okay, so this is just ass. Cool. That is nothing. Watchful Eye. Keen Eye. They remove the accumulate time. And closer sprint. Yeah. I mean, even then, who cares? Acceleration in the mid-race. Whoa. Is this the lore skill for King Halo and Biko? Yeah. First off, they added the same thing. It triggers in the later half of the early race. That's awesome. And it's... I'm sorry. What? It's a debuff? It's a 0.2 current speed debuff for 3 seconds? Mile Dominator? And it hits everyone. Yeah, just like Dominator. Well, that's good. Is the kid's looking touchable patch here? He might be, man. It might be. What? And you just have to be 6th, or so it triggers if you're like a late. Yeah, it's just Dominator, right? Huh. Well, shout out Gold City. What the fuck? That's awfully good. Keen Eye. Yeah, Gold City is the only one who gets it too, the gold version. And the gold version is much more, like, that debuff is much more relevant, right? Cool. Shout out Gold City. Good for her. Us Gold City heads have to stop being so humble, for real. Early race Dominator reel in the fronts a bit? Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, current speed is current speed, man. That's just lengths. That's lengths. It's on the Seeking the Pearl Guts you got 6 copies of? Yo. Rosy Outlook. Oh. Trackblade. This is the one that's on Summer Maru, right? Or no? Who has this? Who has Trackblazer? Maybe not Summer Maru. Someone has this shit. Summer Maru has Restless. I'm thinking of, oh, it's you. Bourbon. Yeah, no. Hey, man, that's good. Right? Instead of having to be in first, you have to be first, second, or third. Extra tanks. This is the one that triggers in the late race, right? So already, it's like a little, like, adrenaline rush. Ah, no, it's after exhausting strength. Never mind. I mean, after exhausting... on the bright side, now when you heal this, it's gonna, like, recalculate your spurts, right? So, sure. Yeah, but getting to 0 HP, it's probably still ass. They changed the condition? Oh, wait, did they? Oh, my God. My bad. That's also, I mean, you know, it was good. It's just whenever you dip below 30% HP on a long, it activates. There's no, like, phase requirement for this either, right? Yeah. It's just on a long and your HP drops below 30. That's good. That's, like, probably gonna trigger, like, late mid-race if you're killing yourself. Okay. Another gold recover. Wow. So, I mean, I know this patch is, like, all buffs, but, I mean... Gold recoveries were so hard to come by, and now on longs, who gets Adrenaline Rush anyway? I know Extra Tank, you get hints from it from like a lot of places. Kita-san too. Oh, the Rice Shower card. So true. Interesting. Like new viable gold recovery. This one just better, right? It probably was already kind of fine for Bourbon. Way better, just like a debuff. It's not really even a more viable gold recovery, though it is better as a gold recovery too. Well, it's like it's fucking Dominator for some reason. It's a good job, Gold City, right? New viable gold recovery. Like, new viable gold recovery. New viable gold recovery, big asterisk, right? Still wish cooldown and Bofa also got the change to be a guaranteed mid-race straight. That's true. But I mean, we gained like 4 gold recoveries or something like that. That's interesting. Let's take a look at you guys. Corner Adept. Yeah, so now triggers on random corners and the duration goes up. Whoa, okay. Just buffed. Whoa! You don't say. Viable's hard to say. You kind of want to enter late race with enough HP so you don't need to recalculate. I mean, none of these necessarily trigger in late race, no? Oh, this one, I guess. No, none of these trigger in late race necessarily. Even this one probably won't. I mean, it could, certainly. But, like, if you need this, it'll probably trigger... click bottom now for Kita second chain? Yeah. It's a safety tank, I guess, against debuffs? Yeah. Like, if you enter the late race with 30% HP, you're probably fine, right? I would have to imagine. Maybe it's a little bit. Maybe you need a little bit more than that, but still, right? Hey, if you enter the late race with less than 30%, this will let you full spurt. I don't know. I feel like this is. I feel like it's to say this is like not. This is a good recovery. I think. Feels right to me. They really tripled the duration on this, huh? Well, cool. Beeline Burst, this is the one that you get from, what's it called, right? From the, you got this from the Akikawa event. Sure, yeah. Homestretch Haste also gets buffed. Distance corner to strategy corners also trigger on random corner, which means they can multi-proc, which is cool. Umastan. I've heard people talking about this one a lot. Near count 4, 5, 6, 7 to near count greater than equal to 3. What the fuck does that mean? And added accumulate time. Greater than or equal, so it can trigger. It has to be 5 seconds, 5 seconds or later into the race. Is that right? What the fuck does this condition even mean? Uma Stan. You need less Umas around you. Near count equals 4, 5, 6. Oh, okay, so it's 3 or more instead of 4 or more, basically. I see. But it has to be 5 seconds into the race, correct? Like that's what accumulate time here is gonna mean. Or earliest velocity skill proxy can lead your strat. I see. And having what is near? What counts as near? Let's look at the viewer. No more than 3 meters behind or ahead. Okay, so that's like happening. Accumulated time will be no accumulated time will be asked since you're still accelerating. Gotcha. 5 seconds to have 3 or more nearby. No, I don't think you have to have them nearby for 5 seconds. I think 5 seconds in, if you have 3 or more nearby, it procs, right? I mean, yeah. That's gotta be super common, no? I mean, I haven't thought enough about how the early, like the literal beginning of the race, not even early race, like the start of the race looks. But I feel like having 3 horses within basically 1 and 1.2 lengths of you, ahead or behind or to the left. Groundwork for non-fronts, yeah. I mean, this is less in your control though, right? Like groundwork, you can guarantee the activation of as long as you just gotta pass like the wit check, right? Like you can just like trigger it with green skills, and you can guarantee its condition is met. How consistent is this? I've heard the same. It's that important. Is this really gonna trigger like every race? Because groundwork triggers every race if you pass the wit check, yeah. Like you can just you can build it. VF Seto is the most important skill. No, I get that, but like. There's a condition here, right? Consistent enough that it's apparently going to be mandatory to everyone except fronts. I don't know. I don't know. I want to take a better look at what the race looks like at the very beginning, right? Because I don't have enough knowledge of 5 seconds into a race. What does the pack look like? Because early mids, you are more likely to bunch up. Round 2 just started. Let's see. 5 seconds in is still like very early, right? 3 meters behind their head is not hard, certainly. 3 different horses, though. Like, okay. Does this apply to horses outside of your strategy? Probably, right? Like, are you within 3 meters of the front? If you're like a pace chaser, say. Right? Are you within 3 meters of the front? 5 meters in? Doesn't care about styles? No, but distance cares about styles, right? That's what I'm saying. Distance cares about styles. The distance between you and the other horse girls around you cares about styles. So it does care about styles. Like within 5 seconds, because if it's basically my question is, if within 5 seconds you are usually close enough to the style behind you and ahead of you to proc this, like say like the last guy in the style behind you and the closest guy in the style in front of you, right? If that's the case, then this is going to trigger like every time, basically, right? Like this, it's going to be nearly impossible for these conditions to not trigger, to not be met. If on average, that's kind of how it works. Like if you're a pace, is the furthest behind front runner? Time to do round 2, day 1 CM? Yeah. Is the furthest behind front runner 3 meters, but within 3 meters of you? Especially since off the gates, people will be closing in. It's nearly guaranteed from my understanding. Okay. I mean, if that is the case, then this is obviously, yes, it's very good, right? Yeah. If this condition is, because, I mean, 3, especially in Champions Meet, 3 is like a good, that's a lot of the field that has to be like right next to you. Front might not be the best example case is going to take off. For what I've heard, its importance disables the pace down mechanic for the duration of the skill being active, letting you push forward without slowdown penalty to make distance towards front runners. Doesn't every velocity skill do that? Right? Every velocity skill disables pace down while it's active, yeah? That's not... you're just saying it's a velocity skill. I believe it's the earliest one you can get. Yeah, yeah. Aren't you going... You're gonna pace down, like, as soon as it's over, no? Though? Like, I don't think this is to make distance toward front runners. This is to be in the front of your pack, right? Groundwork for fronts is the correct way to talk about it. Because it's not about letting you catch up the fronts. It's making sure you are the front of your own pack. Is what this will do, yeah? Because, like, you're not going to make up any distance to the fronts. If you get too close to the fronts, blocking Umamusume, you're just going to pace down until you're at the correct distance from them again. So, I think what this is going to do is get you to the front of your own pack, which is still good. That's valuable, right? Means, like, odds of you get, like, you are closer to the front runners than anyone else. You always want to lead your strat? Yeah. But this, like, disabling pace down is not, I don't know. And letting you make distance toward fronts is also just wrong, I think. It will temporarily, but it's the early race, so it's not going to carry this over to the late race or something. But yeah, leading your pack is good. So that's okay. That's valid then. That's valid. Leading your pack is good. And it probably is going to be the most consistent for what? Like, probably paces, right? Like lates too. Like, there's not always end closers, necessarily. Yeah, there's probably... Is this another pace chaser buff, basically? Like, because, yeah, fronts, it's probably not going to proc for fronts that often. Plus, they already have groundwork, so whatever, right? I guess if you wanted, you could get front runner and Uma stand and try to high roll and just guarantee that you get rod or something like that. But, like, it's probably the best for paces, yeah. Because there's almost always going to be paces and late, like fronts and lates, and your own paces. Like you're the most, like, you're in the middle of, like, your strategy is popular. Fronts don't group anyway, they slingshot. Yeah. But I think this is, I mean, it's probably the best for paces, it feels like. Anyway, interesting. Maybe Golshi? Yeah. I mean, Golshi comes with Umamusume. Every non-front, basically. No, you're right, but I'm thinking, like, end closers have to rely on there either being lots of end closers or being very close to the late surgers, and there being lots of late surgers, which is less consistent, right? Lates have to rely on there being either lots of late surgers, which it can happen, certainly, right? Or then they can do, but you know, paces or ends, which is fine, but ends are less, like, in my mind, ends are less common. Maybe that's not true anymore, though, right? Now that, like, every skill is getting buffed, apparently, maybe, like, ends are going to be common everywhere, right? Because now, like, so far, it's felt like ends are basically you bring them on tracks with straights in the acceleration zone, and otherwise, meh. So maybe I'm wrong. Yeah. What is the effect of this, anyway? What is the effect on Umamusume? Because that hasn't changed, yes? Get me out of Tokyo racetrack, man. Get me out of here. I'm back in the fucking building. Umamusume. Increase target speed 0.15 for 3 seconds. I do wonder, right? This is a good skill. Why is it like, oh my god, it's broken, groundwork for fronts? Because the reason that leading your pack is nice, don't get me wrong, but the reason that it's like so important for fronts is because their primary acceleration skill relies on it. Yes? Like if you're a front runner, you have to lead your pack or you don't get robbed. Right? It's not, certainly it's still good to lead your pack as like a late surger. I mean, arguably sometimes it's bad because like then you might, I don't, unless they buffed Slick Surge or something like that, you might like not trigger the things needed to be 6th or worse. Right? For paces. It's like, it's good to lead the pace chaser pack, but what? This is not groundwork for fronts, yes? Like, am I crazy? Because is there a reason that it is like imperative to winning to lead your pack as a pace chaser? Besides just like the fact that you have like 0.5 lengths over the guy behind you if you're leading them? 0.15, 3 seconds is pretty damn long, to be fair, if you get really good position value. You want it for lane changing as well. Explain yourself. Also, if you get really good position value, do you not pace down if you're too far ahead of the second pace chaser? Or is that not a thing? Let me double check this real quick. Because I know you pace down if you're too close to the nearest front. But if you're too far away from the nearest pace chaser, is that also... Fuck. Where is... non-front runner modes. There we go. Distance with the pacemaker. No, I guess you don't. Yeah. You don't pace down if you're too close to first pace. You actually only pace down if you're too close to number 1. No, you guys are right. Yeah. So if this does get you, like, this will just translate into a lead. Yeah, okay. That, I see. This will just, but then I'm like, isn't it just a velocity skill that's consistent? Again, my big thing is I'm like, what? I've heard so much hype about this thing that it's like, you either have Umamusume on your non-front or you don't even show up. But like, say someone triggers Umamusume, and then later in the game, I trigger like, imagine Ogre be so close to front. Well, no, again, if Ogre gets too close to the fronts, he's gonna pace down, right? But like, and Pulse to steal win? Well, no, she's not going to do that. Because again, if she gets too close to the front, she's going to pace down. Right? We're talking about your own pack here, right? Don't get confused. If Umamusume gets Ogre like right behind the front runner or something like that, she's going to slow down to not be so close. Right? But for your own pack, what is the difference between like some guy procs Umamusume, he gets far forward, and like in the middle of the race, I proc like medium corners. Like it's just a good, reliable velocity skill now, yes? Like, my question is not... I'm not saying, oh, Umamusume sucks, it's terrible, actually, guys. My question is, why are people treating this like it's the second coming of Jesus? Very few other skills that can assist you during position keep. Is this about that, like... Guess that we have distance and strategy corners straightaways to keep running without pace down? Well, okay, but you're not going... You tell me you're going to have, like, a speed skill up, like, the entire race? If you can get speed skills after position keep lasts until the end of the mid race. No, am I misunderstanding? Position keep ends at the beginning of the late race. You tell me you're gonna have a speed skill active from 5 seconds into the race to the last spurt? Come on, people. You've played the video game. Position keep ends like 40% into the race? Okay, hold on. Is that real? Position keeping affects target speed between sections 1 and 10. And hold up. There are 5 modes besides normal modes. Fronts there too. So where is section 10? You can see it on the racetrack map. Oh, okay. I think it's still probably a bit of a pipe dream to have something active, like speed skills active that entire time, right? I think it is still a little bit of a pipe dream to have, like, continue, like, because if you ever don't have a speed skill active, you're gonna pace down, right? The idea of having, like, a speed skill active from section, like, 2 to 10 continuously is, like, not gonna happen. VF did say Umamusume deactivates pace down mode. He didn't explain it in detail. Well, it's gonna do it while it's active, no? Because that's just what velocity skills, like, if you go to pace down mode, right? It says somewhere in here that if you have a speed skill active, this doesn't work, right? Entry condition, Uma's distance from the first place is below minimum. No target speed or current speed of skill is active, right? So yes, it'll activate pace down modes because it's a speed skill, right? Like, any speed skill while it's active will ignore pace down. What I was seeing is off rip, there isn't much else but Umamusume. You're right, yes, that's correct. But I guess why is it important that it's off rip? By the way, again, I just want to be very clear. I'm not saying, oh guys, I'm being a contrarian and this skill sucks. I'm sort of pushing back against people like, I heard VF talk about it, I heard a bunch of people talk about it because he said it. People saying like, oh, this skill is like the second coming of Jesus, right? Like this is literally like you get this or you lose. Like if you don't have this on your Uma, you're not like, don't even show up to CM. And I'm like, what, why? I don't get it. It seems like a good velocity skill. I think the idea might be the speed skill, to get the speed skill active just before position keep ends. Well, Umamusume is like the worst thing for that then, right? Because like, Umamusume is absolutely not going to last until position keep ends. One of those like mid-race skills and hope that it activates on the first corner on a late timing, that will be better, yeah? So Umamusume's not good for that, certainly. Because like, it's only active for like 3 seconds. It's active until second 8 of the race. Looking at the Leo Cup reference for the 10th, that'll be about the first 900 meters. I think that's fairly doable with a couple of speed skills. 900 meters out of 2200. Okay, let me just... So, the Leo Cup, right? You run this in like 2 minutes, right? Most of that 2 minutes is not the late race, right? Because the late race is the fastest part of the... Like, it's, you know, proportionally, if the late race is like 40% of the race, it's like 30% of the time, right? So, so the first 900 meters... Right, the late race starts because I think you are heavily overestimating how long you can have a speed skill active. Right, if we go to Hanshin 2200, I know this will be better on smaller tracks. Don't get it twisted, right? But like the late race here starts 1400 meters in, position keep ends 917 meters in. Right, so you know, call this. Let's be generous. Call this a third of the time because it is a third of the race, roughly. Right, exactly. I think actually it's a third of the race. Right. So we then, if we're left with the 2/3, right? And this is like 2/3 of those 2/3, right? So if we have 2 minutes, 2 minutes times 0.66 times 0.66, right? That's 0.87 minutes, which times 60 is 52 seconds. You're going to have a speed skill continuously active for 52 seconds of the race? No, you have to activate 18 different speed skills that all chained perfectly back to back with no downtime in the middle, right? Like, that's not going to happen. Is that math wrong? Hell, say it's not a 2-minute track. Say it's a 1-minute track. It's a 1-minute track. It's like a sprint, right? You're gonna have 26 seconds of continuous speed skills active to keep pace down mode off throughout the entirety of position keep? I don't think so, man. I rewatched the vid, it deactivates PDM because it activates early and you've already advanced. What does that mean? It activates early and you've already advanced. Okay, I'm curious. Hold up. Let me mute the music real quick.
good. Why exactly? Can you explain that?
They buff all the activation
Oh, that's
conditions.
the
The
same
activation condition goes from 4 people near you to 3 people near you, which
Yep.
is very achievable for any late end player, basically. And then it's
Sure.
now,
Oh.
because this skill is a 3-second speed skill in the early game, which, not in the early game even, like, throughout all game, if there's like 3
Right.
people near you, you just proc it. And it's a 3-second
Wait, hold on. Does it have a cooldown? Does this activate multiple times? Is that what he's saying? No, it doesn't. Okay, so I mean, it'll probably activate early, right? Like, they didn't, like, add... Yeah, okay. So he says not even early game. It'll probably act... Like, it's the most likely to activate early, and it'll probably activate early, right? I guess if it activates in the mid-game, that's cool, but then it's, like, it's the same as every other skill, right? It's okay, cool.
skill. And it deactivates PDM. So,
Yes.
in the first 40% of the race,
What?
pace down mode. Pace
It
down
doesn't,
mode.
it doesn't
So,
activate pace down mode.
it deactivates pace down mode. So because you proc a skill in the early game, so your Uma, for example,
Yeah.
a late or end, stuck in the late end pack, you're going to be the only one advancing forward because you have a skill that deactivated your pace down mode while everybody else is still in the pace down mode. So everybody else is slowed while if you proc a skill, you will move forward for a whopping 3 seconds. If you're on 3,000 meter course, it's 9 seconds of speeding up and moving away from your pack.
Ah, okay. I see. Okay, so there's 2 things here. I feel like I love he gets very excited. One, first off, he doesn't he kind of slips it at the end there. It deactivates pace down mode as long as it's active, right? Which again, every speed skill does, right? Like he says it deactivates PDM for 3 seconds, right? Like he's very excited, right? So he's not saying anything wrong. He's saying like something really crazy and then adding the addendum at the end, right? And then he also says that if it's on a longer course, right, then you get it for way longer, right? The problem is on a longer course, position keep is also longer. So the odds that this is going to like carry you outside of position keep, you're not going to pace down at the end is even less, right? And again, both of these things apply to every single speed skill. You see what I mean? Like it deactivating pace down mode while it's active, which is what he said, and it multiplying its duration based on the course length. That is every velocity skill is like this, right? So I guess my guess is that there is a world where, for like what you guys are telling me it does, since this doesn't necessarily have to activate right away, if this procced right before position keep ended, then it'd be awesome, right? Because then you would advance forward for 3 to 9 seconds, depending on the course length, right? And because position keep is over by that point, when it ended, you wouldn't pace down. But again, yes, like Silver says, pace chaser straightaways or something would do the same thing if it procced at the right time, right? I still... Did you say anything else?
Got buffed.
That's
Daiwa got
crazy.
buffed.
So this
Is this
skill,
only on certain?
no,
Is
no.
this only on certain velocity skills, or just like it's like a specific
It's
thing for
now
Uma
that
Stan?
Uma Stan is buffed. It is consistent for everyone though. It is consistent. So if you insta proc like a speed skill in the early game, you still
Yeah, so okay, it's the same as all speed skills.
will get this effect.
Yes.
However, Uma Stand is one of the most consistent skills that can do this, and it is abused like super hard.
So it's good because it's one of the only velocity skills that can activate early game. Sure. But again, it's not going to last until the end of position keep. Like, almost certainly not, yeah? It's just, it fills a niche as the only consistent early game velocity skill. That's very good, right? Abused a lot. How does it get
Skills
abused?
that can do this, and it is abused like super hard. So you have to farm for Uma Stand, 100%.
See, nothing he said so far leads me to that conclusion at the end there. Right? I'm sure he has his reasons. Like, I'm sure there is a good explanation. But nothing that he said before that leads me to that conclusion. Let me listen to what he says again.
Down mode, while one at late or end, stuck in the late end pack,
you're
going to be the only one advancing forward because you have a skill that deactivated your pace down mode while everybody else is still in the pace down mode. So everybody else is slowed while if you proc a skill, you will move forward for a whopping 3 seconds. If you're on 3,000 meter course, it's 9 seconds of speeding up and moving away from your pack.
Agnes got buffed.
That's
Daiwa
crazy.
Got buffed.
So this
Is
skill
this only on certain?
no
Is
no
this only on certain velocity skills, or just like it's like a specific
It's
thing for
now
Uma
that Uma Stan is buffed. It is consistent for everyone though. It is consistent. So if you insta-proc like a speed skill in the early game, you still get this effect.
shit.
However, Uma Stan is one of the most consistent skills that can do this, and it is
Okay, cool. I have my opinion. Yeah. Again, yes, it's consistent and it's good. And again, 3 seconds is also something that sets it apart, right? Like most of these speed skills are not lasting this long, right? Most of these speed skills do not last 3 seconds, right? Even the buffed medium corners, whatever, only last 2.4, right? Where if you start multiplying that, it really does be a difference. It becomes like a pretty big difference. But again, I think calling this groundwork for frontrunners feels wrong to me. What about Umamania? I mean, that's just going to be awesome, obviously. I don't even know, does this even fucking exist? Yes, I'm even in the game right now. So like, yeah, surely, you know, that it's a good velocity skill. But again, I still feel like comes with digital. Okay, that makes sense that she would have that. Yeah. Betting it's on digital. Apparently, you're right. It still doesn't feel quite right to me. Yeah, like, again, very good. But like, again, the reason that groundwork is so good for fronts is because the entire strategy relies on it. Right? This is just a good speed skill. Yes. Like it's just a good speed skill. Does that make it important? Absolutely. Would you like to have Uma Stan if like, because here's what I'm saying, right? You will like go out of your way. You will shift your decks. You will spend hours grinding your parents to get groundwork on your front because you basically can't play without it. Yeah. I don't think Uma Stan is that important. It's a bit of a prisoner's dilemma, professor. A bit of the prisoner's dilemma, professor of curvature. No, you take it because everyone takes it. Well, no, because any velocity skill can fit, right? Like, for example, Professor of Curvature can help make up for Uma Stan. Corner Adept, medium corners, medium straightaways, pace chaser corners, pace chaser straightaways, late surger corners, position pilfer, right? The Prisoner's Dilemma is you have to have velocity skills, right? Like, you want velocity skills, certainly. But it's not, nothing can do what groundwork does for you on a front. Do you see what I mean? Like, Uma Stan is not uniquely, oh my god, ridiculous. If you don't have this, you have to have it. Which is kind of what, I'm kind of confused because it's what like Victoria Frontier says the entire time. He basically says, oh, it's a speed skill, it's a speed skill with a long duration that deactivates pace down, right? I think getting less PDMs than my opponent is huge. Okay, you have Uma Stan, I have 2 velocity skills, and your only velocity skill is Uma Stan. I'm going to get less pace downs than you, right? Also, again, you are going to get paced down unless it procs near the end of position keep, right? Like, 1 Uma Stan versus 2 other velocity skills, I now have less pace downs than you. 1 Uma Stan or 1 velocity skill, we have the same amount of pace downs. What do you mean? You're not getting less pace downs than your opponent if they don't have Uma Stan and they have other velocities. It's just a velocity skill. No? It's a good, consistent velocity skill now. But like, what is Uma Stan doing for me that the other ones aren't? If anything, now knowing that position keep triggers, position keep ends in the mid race, aren't any of the velocity skills that activate after position keep ends significantly better than any of the ones that activate before it? Do you see what I mean? Because like any velocity skill that activates after position keep, if it's like a mid-race velocity skill that activates, you know, after you can be paced down, then those will, unironically, every single activation there is direct conversion to lengths you are gaining on the front runners. Yeah? Whereas Uma Stan won't be that. Like, wouldn't you rather your velocity skill trigger after pace down isn't even a thing anymore? Because then it's guaranteed, it converts into straight lengths. Like, it is straight up distance that you're just running faster than other people at a point in the race. Whereas Uma Stan, you're going to make up all that distance and it's going to pace you down. It's going to cap its value because you're going to get paced down once it ends. Or am I fundamentally misunderstanding something? In my head so far, all velocity skills have been equal because I assumed that everyone paced down, like pace down kept happening until the late game started. Do you see what I mean? Like medium corners triggering after position keep is over would be better than this, yes? Because once it was over, you wouldn't just go right back into pace down mode because it doesn't exist anymore. So you would just like straight up gain whatever, you know, that much velocity for that speed gets you. It's like half a length or 0.7 lengths or something like that, or more if it's double circle. So like, again, this seems good. It is really good that everyone who isn't fronts has a consistent. I mean, also, by the way, it is important to note that this is also a 0.15, right? Like when Umamania comes out, we can talk about it. But like also the velocity effect on it is also weaker than like most of the other mid-race velocity you'd be running usually, right? Where you can get like double circle shit or like, you know, curvature that does more or something like that. So like Umastan is a good velocity skill right now, but I don't personally see the reasoning for why it's the second coming of Christ. At this point, I think we'll see when the update drops. Yeah, like why is it? Oh, you must farm for Umastan 100%. If you don't have Umastan, what are you doing? I think there's a lot of options. Yeah, it's again, this to be very, very clear, this is a damn good velocity skill now. But it's just a good velocity skill, yes? Like the same way that medium corners is a good, or you know, pace strategy and distance corners are always good velocity skills. Honestly, those can trigger multiple times now, for example, right? So I look at something as like, you know, strategy corners, and I'm like, this could trigger 2 or 3 times in a race potentially. I guess the goal is to disable pace down to climb earlier, so you're closer to the fronts when PDM finally gets fully disabled and you have less distance to close without speed penalty. You will be in the front of your own pack, but you won't be any closer to the fronts than you would be if you got to the front of your own pack with a different skill without, right? Like, because you will not be closer to the fronts, no? You're just the guy, like, the guy who gets to the front of the Pace Chaser pack, regardless. Say no one was running any velocity skills whatsoever, and the guy with the highest power just got to the front of the Pace Chaser pack. That guy would be exactly as close to the front runners when position keep ended as the 3 Pace Chasers that have like 17 mid-race velocities all activate, yeah? You'll pace down if you're out of range, you'll pace down if you are out of range during position keep range, yeah. You won't be, again, this will help you lead your pack early, which is really nice, because there aren't that many speed skills that will consistently, I can think of a single one off the top of my head, right? A good velocity skill that guarantees my non-front to have the best position in the pack is good enough for me. Yes, absolutely, right? It's a good skill. It's a good skill, right? Basically, what I'm doing is I'm just trying to pull back on people talking about this skill like it is literally mandatory to ever like do anything in a race, which is not true. At least as far as I can unless there's some way that it works that hasn't been properly explained, or there's some like magical secret effect that it has that no other velocity skill has. This is just a good velocity skill. I'm happy with that because it was kind of ass before, right? Gold chip buff. Gold chip comes with this thing on her. Like it's just one of her like fucking base skills, I think. So cool, right? Anyway, moving on. Dirt? I don't even know, man. Some velocity skill got an extra increase, sure. People are generally wrong about what the fuck? Someone made a Reddit post about this? What is this? People are generally wrong about why Umastan is a must-have. Okay, let's see. There's been a lot of hype about. Oh my god! You know what? I fuck with this. There's been a lot of. Who is this fella? Did some research. Regardless, there are a lot of hype around Umastan. None of it's made any sense to me. I was running around desperately trying to understand why it's a must-have. Here's the results of my research. First, the idea that it generally blocks pace down is nonsensical. Okay, this is good. A man after my own heart so far. For the unaware, during the first 40%, the game checks if you're too close to the leader every 2 seconds, puts you into pace down mode if you are, which is bad. If the speed skill is active during a pace down check, the check is skipped, which is good. Yay. But it's weird to think that any speed skill could prevent pace down in general, since there are 17 pace down checks at Virgo, for example, and proccing the skill will block a mere 2 or 3 of them. Even if you proc the skill and block some checks, you'll still probably be too close to the leader after it ends and enter pace down. Okay, yes, this is exactly my line of reasoning. The idea that Umastan could be a part of the chain of skills that can permanently stop pace down throughout the first 40% is simply ridiculous. This guy's saying everything I'm saying. Okay. If this guy now comes around with a reason as to why it is a must-have, I will believe this guy. Because he's literally, like, this is the exact chain of thought that I had. This isn't the 2025 JP server. I guess so. I guess maybe eventually. Did you know that having a speed skill permanently active is a pipe dream? Oh, he fucking called it a pipe dream. However, it turns out the reason Umastan is good because of very specific early race interaction. There's a video that explains the concept and shows real examples. Basically, in the early race, I'll watch that in a second if this doesn't make sense. In the early race, everyone other than fronts enter pace down as a matter of course. Because, yeah, everyone's bunched up, right? That means everyone is going 0.915 times the normal early race speed. I thought it was 0.945. But sure. After pace down is over, because the leaders have gotten far enough away from you, you start accelerating to your normal early race speed. Okay, hold on. That's an important paragraph. you're gonna pace down naturally in the beginning. That makes sense, right? It also helps front runners to actually like build their early lead and things like this, because everyone is too close. So you are by definition too close to the leader. After pace down is over, because leaders get far enough, you start accelerating to your normal early race speeds. 0.945 is after 1.5 Annie. Oh, okay, I saw that in the race mechanics doc because I was scrolling and I just got confused, I think. Okay, yes, yeah. So you are going to be like in perma pace down mode in the beginning. Uma stand is likely to activate precisely at the 5-second mark. Yep, because its conditions are likely to be like, that's where it's most likely to activate. That's the earliest it can proc and it will be bunched up. Yeah. If it procs during the pace down period, you will exit pace down. And you are likely to be in pace down 5 seconds in because the pack is still establishing. So she'll just be getting further ahead. It's quite possible you will be safely far away once the skill ends. Yeah. It's quite possible you'll be safely far away once the skill ends. Oh, the leader is going to be faster than you during your acceleration. Wait, I missed a paragraph. Fuck. Hold on. I missed a paragraph. Activate precisely at the 5-second mark since the earliest it can proc and everyone will be bunched up at the time. Yep. If it procs during pace down, you exit it. Your Uma will then accelerate to their normal early race speed when everyone else is languishing in pace down. Okay. Doesn't that mean you'll be too close to the leader once the skill ends, putting you right back into pace down? Not necessarily. Interesting. That's a big one because I'm like, why not? The leader is going to be faster than you during your acceleration. So she'll still be getting further ahead. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Because this. Right? Fronts want a front? Where is it? Because. Fuck, there's so many goddamn... Here it is. Right? Boop versus boop. Right? They teleport away with groundwork. Even without groundwork, this difference is about probably 0.15 meters per second. Yeah? Like, even if they have... Like, even if all other things between you and them are equal... Right? Like this multiplying onto like 20 meters per second. Like what is 20 times 0.978? Yeah, right? That difference by itself is already more than the 0.15 or even the 0.35 that Uma Stand or Uma Mania give you. You see that? That's a nice... I fuck with this guy. That's a nice find. That's a good point. That's a damn good point. Right? Uma Stand... Right? Uma Stan is just giving me 0.15. So instead of 19.56, I'm going to be at 19.71. Meanwhile, the leader, assuming no skills activate on their part at all, and we're accelerating at the same pace and everything, they are going at 20 on average, right? And even if it's like 19 and a half, right? It's still, which is like, I think as low as it goes for base speed. That is still a bigger difference than 0.35. I'm still about 0.43 slower than them. So this is just lengths. Yeah. Okay. This is just straight lengths. I see. That is very important. A lot of Uma micro optimizations revolve around running at max speed longer than normally allowed. Yeah, but no. This is specifically... This has not... Really... Like, earlier when if I were to go and answer my own question, why is Uma Stan the second coming of Jesus? The answer is the strategy phase coefficient. It is this. This is why. Pace, whatever, pay, who cares, right? It's this. It's the fact that you will not pace down after it ends, because the front is still faster than you, even with Uma Stan up. So you are literally just gaining lengths. It's like, it is just, you know, whatever the fuck, 0.15 times 3, it's just 0.45 meters, right? It's just a third of a length. Yeah. Like, it's just straight up a third of a length. That is, like, nearly guaranteed if you pass the wit check. And this is where, now, the secondary question, why couldn't any other velocity skill do this? Again, the strategy phase coefficient. Any velocity skill that is going to activate not in the early race, right? Boom, you're going to catch up. It's going to be bad. Right? If it's in the mid race before position keep ends, you're going to pace down at the end, and it's not going to really do anything. This is going to get you the front of your pack, right? It has to be in the early race because of the strategy coefficient. Do you see what I mean? Because this is the only time where the front runner's extra speed is enough to tank the fact that you have an extra 0.15. I see. And then we ask the question, what velocity skills are consistently nearly guaranteed if you pass the whip check to activate in the early race. And that's when the list gets real small. And honestly, off the top of my head, it's Umamusume. Like, on every track anyway, it's Umamusume, right? I was trying to think really hard about why they would even pace down so soon. Right? Like, oh, why they would even pace down so soon? You mean like in the beginning of the race? It's because everyone's bunched up. The leader hasn't made enough of a difference between you and her yet. So you are forced into pace down. There's a check right at the beginning, right? All this explains why my Highlander kept rocketing to the front of her pack this CM. Yeah. Nah, like after Umamusume? Yeah, and it turns out the answer is they wouldn't, right? They wouldn't because it triggers in the early race. Exactly because it triggers in the early race. So it still does the thing that we knew it would do, right? True, but what I was saying off rip there isn't much else about Umamusume, is what I was thinking. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. So like, we know it gets you to the front of your pack, like any velocity skill would if you activated and the other guys didn't, right? Thanks for clearing this up, Rick Roski. Yeah. I mean, I don't like just doing especially now, when I first started the game, I knew nothing, so I just followed what people said, right? But at this point, I know enough about this game that I don't like, no matter how knowledgeable they are. They're probably right, because they're more knowledgeable than me, but like, if Victoria Frontier says some shit, I'm not just gonna go, oh yeah, right, I'll just take it at face value. I want to understand why from base principles. I don't like just going, oh, I guess Umamusume is really good, right? Yeah. Gotcha. All this explains, yeah, like Highlander, yeah, like there are, and what, you know what this means too, is any early game velocity skill, you should think about it as intensely as you do about Umamusume, right? Again, yeah, Highlander, right, it triggers on uphills, yeah? Like this is where now, understanding this from first principles, I don't just go, oh, Umamusume is really good. I also now go, right, slightly improved running on an uphill? Yeah. Oh, acceleration. Okay. I mean, similar idea. You still probably will not catch up to them, right? But yeah, like if there's any velocity skill, like maybe a velocity skill that triggers on uphills or downhills, or you know, a straight, and the beginning of the race is a straight. Oh my god. Did you guys ever notice that when you were in Umalator, 1.5cc is the speed version of Highlander? Yeah. Did you guys ever notice when you were on Umalator and you had medium straightaways, on average, it didn't give that many lengths. But if it triggered right at the beginning of the race, it was like, this is like 3 lengths. Did anyone have that experience? Because I had that experience. Yeah, because you can go to Umalator, right? Maybe I can show this, actually. I doubt it's updated yet. You can like go to Umalator, have it on Hanshin, right? Run your Uma, and then ask for skills. Right? And if you look at medium straightaways, oh, I thought it was, which one? Oh, I want to sort by maximum. Which ones have like the highest? This is not sorting by maximum. Oh, it's showing you when the maximum would be. Oh yeah, medium straightaways. Yeah, do you see this? This always confused me. Because like on average, it didn't do anything. But its maximum was like ridiculous amounts of lengths, right? And I was like, and its maximum was when it activated at the start of the race. Kachi Dev lets you move skills around instead of pacemaker, sure. But you see what I mean? This, like, when you go to check the maximum, it's when it procced, because there's a straightaway at the start of Hanshin, yeah? So it's when it procced at the beginning of the race. That was when it was worth 3 lengths. And I was always really confused about this. I was like, what? Why? Now we know why. Right? If you're a pace or a late or an end, or a front, because fronts don't pace down anyway, right? But like, especially if you're a pace or a late or an end, if this activates right at the beginning of the race, this is just a stronger version of Umamusume. You see what I mean? Because it's got a bigger effect. Medium straightaways double circle is like 0.3 or something like that, yeah? I mean, why do I have so many new tabs open? Jesus Christ. Get beep. Right? Like if we look at like medium straightaways, it's like Umamania, basically. Medium. Yeah, right? It's 3 seconds of 0.25. Oh my god. Do you have any idea how satisfying that is? When knowledge clicks into place like that? Because for so long, I just like saw this and I was like, that's weird. Why? And why is that not applied to medium corners? Like, why? Right? But it's the same thing. 0.25 is not enough, right? 0.25 is not enough to make up for this. It's like a 0.5 difference. So the extra velocity you get is just straight lengths. Right? Now, I will say, 3 lengths seems like kind of a lot. Because, to my understanding, Oh, but also because pace down, because you don't pace down. Oh my god, yeah. Because I was gonna say, you're just moving 0.25 meters per second faster for 3 seconds, but that's not true. You're moving, like, because you go 0.915 on, like, 20, means that you're losing, like, 1 meter per second. Yeah, it deactivates pace down like any other velocity skill would, but it doesn't reactivate it when it ends. So you get all that extra speed from not being paced down. Wow, Gamba Umamania gotta hit straightaway skills. I was always confused as to why the straightaways on Hanshin have these crazy high rolls, and it's because in this case they are doing the exact thing that Umastan does, and now Umastan is a consistent way to get this. That's crazy. Let's look at medium straightaways single circle. It'll be more comparable, right? Yeah, medium straightaways single circle. The high roll is like 3 lengths. This is what Umastan is going to give you every game if you pass the wit check. Wow. I see. Okay. Victoria Frontier is correct. He just didn't explain it very well, but that's okay. It's fine. He was excited. It was like it's not his fault. Yeah, we looked into it. He said the correct thing. We just have to figure out why the fuck he said it, right? You speed up just enough to not go into pace down afterwards while ignoring the first pace down of the race? Yes, exactly. Yeah, he was excited. It was awesome, right? Fun's is gonna grab groundwork and early lead. I don't think we'll ever pace down. No, what I'm saying is, even if the front doesn't have anything, again, right? Get it from like the basis principle. If the front has literally no speed skills, just this by itself is enough to guarantee that this doesn't pace you down. Do you see? Just this by itself, no groundwork, no early lead, nothing. Just the front running on the base mechanics of the game is already more than 0.25 meters per second faster than you in the early race, right? So again, this is not like, oh, Umastan is good if the fronts proc early leads. Umastan is good if the fronts proc groundwork. No. It's just good all the time. It's the high roll on medium straightaways, nearly guaranteed every time if you pass the wit check. Yeah? Okay. It's nice for getting changed like this so early. It was very boring having no reason to theory craft and discover stuff because it was all figured out. Yeah. I mean, Umastan, just trying to figure out why Umastan was good has deepened my knowledge of the video game immensely, right? Oh, okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. So, conclusion, yes, the conclusion, to sum up everything that I've been talking about, like, we've been arguing about and all this. Thank you very much, by the way, for everyone who kept pushing back to maybe dig deeper into it, right? And for, like, suggesting theories and things like this. First off, is Umastan insanely good now? Yes. If you are a pace later end, right? That shit is ridiculous. It's incredibly good, right? If you're a front, it's going to be much more, like, if it does activate, it'll be awesome for you, but it'll just be, like, it'll be a speed skill. It's less good for you because you don't pace down. So if you're a pace later end, yes, it's amazing. Why? Because it takes you out of pace down mode, which you are guaranteed to be in at the start of the race, because everyone's so close together. So that's already giving you a big boost. But because it happens in the early game, it also, the frontrunners are so much faster than you that by the time it ends, most likely, you still aren't too close to them. So you're not going to pace down. So literally, all it does is you just run significantly faster for the first 3 to 9 seconds, which is ridiculous, right? It's just like hella lengths for free, as long as it activates. And the activation conditions are very easy, right? And it is the most consistent early race skill like this, in the general, like, it's the most consistent early race skill like this that triggers on every track, on almost every strategy, right? But again, things like 1.5 million CC or any other, like, medium straightaways, things that could or probably will trigger uphills, downhills, things like that, if they trigger in the early game, those things are equally good as Umastan. The reason that Umastan is so good, though, is because it'll work all the time, almost all the time, on almost every strategy besides fronts, on every track. And it's a huge high roll to activate a velocity skill that early, right? The core of the matter, right? The core of the matter is that activating a velocity skill in the early race as a non-front runner is ridiculously good. You see what I mean? That's the actual takeaway sentence here. Activating a velocity skill in the early race as a non-front runner is incredibly broken. With that in mind, it then becomes a question of consistency. Umastan is going to be your most consistent early game velocity skill as a pace later end. Those 2 data points by themselves should automatically lead you to Uma Stan is crazy good. And scene. Holy fuck. Let's talk about something else. Cool. Leader's Prides. Instead of early game, it's mid game. And you have to be at his ores, right? Stun locked by Uma Stan. It's very important. Also, Hecko, yes, what you said is right. If you're late and you don't have it, you might get overtaken and stuck behind an end that does. Yeah. Honestly, bro, if you're a fucking pace who doesn't have it, you might get overtaken by a late that does. At sign is ore, yeah. So they made it so you can be blocked from the side for 2 seconds, or change order. Like change order means like is change order like your position changes, right? Your position changes once, or you're blocked from the side, which assumedly means someone is trying to overtake you, right? Someone is trying to overtake you but failing. And Leader's Pride does what again? Speed buff. Okay, yeah. So again, I mean, this made it more consistent. They did. It is interesting that they made this activate in the mid game now. That's probably better too, because for fronts, everything we just talked about doesn't apply to fronts because they don't pace down. So early game, whatever, doesn't matter, right? So I guess it's probably good because it's just another way to fight for. Side blocked is so common on front if you have an rail. Kind of nice when it's both you and your Umas, unless it's both your own Umas. Has you basically wall off the third front behind you. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. They can like it helps them fight for the first spot. Yeah, and it being in the mid race is probably more relevant, right? Yeah. Okay. Prepared to pass and Speed Star. What are these? Speed Star I've heard of. Is this an acceleration skill or a speed skill? It's a speed skill. It doesn't last very long, but they did buff that. Final corner speed skill. Okay, interesting. Is it current speed? It will never proc for me back in Cancer because Falco got too far forward. Valid. It's target speed now. I mean, it's a lot of target. What the fuck? Oh no, that's the gold version. Yeah. I mean, yeah. If the final, this is probably good if the final corner is after the acceleration zone. Yeah. Not for medium races. Or, I guess, no, if the final corner, no, yes, or before. Yeah, or before is probably the best place for it, actually, because speed carryover, right? And the fact that it lasts 50% longer now makes that speed carryover most likely. So yeah, on tracks where the final corner, like Cancer that just happened, right? The final corner starts before the late race. So you can fight for position there, and that's this is another thing too, right? This is why that deep dive into Uma Stan is going to make it much quicker to evaluate other skills. Now that, position keep ends before that final corner, for example. So any velocity skills that activate after position keep ends are also incredibly good because you'll never pace down. Do you see what I mean? This is going to activate after position keep ends, like all the time. So if this activates in the mid race, after position keep ends, and before the late race, again, this is just straight up, this is lengths. This converts directly to lengths that you get on the fronts, right? This will unironically close the distance between you and the fronts. Now, because you're not exiting pace down, it will just straight up be like 0.35 times 1.8. It'll be like a sixth of a length, 2/3 of a length, or something like that. It'll be 0.6, right? 0.6 meters. Or help pace break away in longs. Yeah. So like, but it is still just going to be straight up like 0.35 meters times 1.8. Right? 0.35 times 1.8, which is a new buff duration. Yeah, it's going to be 0.6 meters, which is about half a length. Right, which is good. That's good. I mean, dude, medium S is like all length, right? Half a length. We're not going to we throw out entire fucking Uma for one length. Well, that's awesome. It lasting it basically being 50% better is a big deal. Okay, cool. Because they buffed it to last 1.5 times as long. That's awesome. Same thing here with position pilfer, right? Though with lates, it's always weird. Lates are a little bit weird. Just because their acceleration skills are like at odds with wanting to be, really far ahead, right? Like it's real good, right? But like to activate this, you have to be like 6th or more, and it might take you out of that, right? Medium S is basically 0.15 meters per second compared to those without. Yeah. It's a little weird on lates, but still, it's nice to have certainly. If you were in the back of your pack, it's nice to get closer to the front with this. But, I guess if you just like, you know what, you say, fuck it, I'm not gonna trigger Slick Surge or On Your Left or, you know, Updrafters or whatever. I'm just gonna trigger other acceleration skills, right? Nimble Nav got buffed apparently. I'm curious to see that, but like, you know, I'm just going to get so far ahead that I can trigger like Redshift or something like that, or like Dober ult or something like that. Then valid. 1.5 million CC goes from on a slope to on a random uphill. What does this mean? I assume this is a buff. Let's go to condition viewer again. Take the filters out. Get close to pace pack and nimble nav. Have a good shot proccing with Pilter. Yeah. Or Pilfer. Slope. So it went from slope equals 1 to upslope random. So what is the difference between these two? So slope checks if you're running uphill or downhill. Upslope random points on any uphill. Oh, okay. So they actually, I see. So they made it worse in this way, yes? Like this makes it only triggers on uphills now, not downhills as well. Random spot on a slope versus trigger ASAP on a hill, yeah. Nimble Nav not only got buffed, but gold version guaranteed from new scenario, yeah. The trigger on the first hill? Oh, wait, what? Hold on, did I miss something? And random point on any uphill part of the race is selected. So this would trigger on any slope, whereas if there's only... Oh, I see. If there's... Okay, so yes. Basically, for these to be consistent, you'd have to have only one up or downhill, basically. Otherwise... Or no. No, this... Okay, this is a nerf to the condition. Yes, the condition's worse. Because this, you have to have, like... There has to be exactly one uphill to make sure that it procs on that uphill, whereas this could proc... as long as you're on a slope, which is probably going to happen on the first one. Like, the condition will be met on the first slope, and you just have to pass the wit check. This does not say it picks a random slope. This just says checks if you're running on a slope. Yeah? So, like, this, when you run into the first slope of the race, if you pass the wit check, this will proc. If you don't, it just won't. Whereas this will pick a random uphill. So this is a worse condition, yeah? It would always proc on the first uphill, which you don't want. No, if the first uphill is early on, then it becomes Umamusume, man. Okay, so the condition's worse, but the duration is longer. I would assume. Right? Because again, we just talked about, right? Again, this is why the Umamusume deep dive helps. Triggering a velocity skill in the early game is nuts. Right? This will if I'm understanding this correctly, this will trigger on the first slope you meet. So this will always be better than this. Which will only trigger on the first slope you meet if it's an uphill and if it's the only uphill. Yeah? Depends on where the hills are. It could help last spurt. If it ends on an uphill, I guess so. That's valid. You probably are going to gain... You will gain more lengths activating a velocity skill in the early game than the late game, though. Right? Because in the early game, the target speed buff is a bigger proportion of your total speed, and you're deactivating pace down. Whereas in the last spurt, it's not going to be... like. Again, there's never a point where activating a velocity skill at the very end there is going to be better than activating at the beginning. As long as you're avoiding pace down, which again, in the early game, you will. Yeah? So correct me if I'm wrong, but my interpretation of this is mostly a nerf. Because like if there isn't an uphill or downhill in the early game, and there's only one in the late game, right? This would still activate on that. The condition would still be met. This is just a more specific condition, right? But then it lasts for, again, 50% longer, which is a big deal, right? That is nice. But this becomes basically, if a course has an uphill in the early game, this shit is crazy now. Right? It becomes, again, like a track-dependent Umamusume, basically. Early base target speed doesn't factor speed stats. Last spurt is when the limiter comes off. Yeah, exactly. So, in the last spurt, your target speed is higher, so flat additions to your target speed are worth less. Yes? Combined with the fact that in the early game, you're pacing down. So removing that pace down is a significantly higher flat addition to your speed. You see what I mean? Like, what you are correct. What you said is exactly why activating something early game is better than late. Maybe Kyoto 3000 because first uphill is near the starting gate? Yeah. The effect is going to be stronger unless you're accelerating? That's true. Yeah, that's true. So if the hill is right away, that shit is ass, right? That's true. If the hill is right away, that shit is ass. I mean, to be fair, if the hill is in the last spurt and it's before you, like if it's during the acceleration zone, it's also gonna be ass, yeah? But yes. Yeah, you want it to be somewhere where it's not right out of the gates. That's true, actually. Well, no, actually. No. Even if you're accelerating in the early game, it's still good. Yeah? Even if you're still accelerating, it's still good because it well, okay. Depends on how long it lasts. If it's near the end of your acceleration, it'll still be good because it'll shoot your target speed up and you'll keep accelerating. Right? Versus being paced down. But yes, if it activates right away in the early game, and you're accelerating the entire duration, then it's bad, right? And if it activates, if you compare that to like the best case scenario for the late game, it's better. But again, I think this is mostly a nerf to the condition. But again, significantly better effect when it happens. Now I understand how the vets like to have every course memorized, all the factors you need to consider. Yeah, because turns out it matters a lot. Masterful Gambit. Sturm und Drang. Liking the changes so far? Yeah. Well, are you playing for Rico? 100 free pulls for sure. If I get like an MLB or Rico or even like one copy of Rico off of those, I probably am not putting any carrots into it. Everyone gets 100 free pulls. So I'll do those over the first like 10 days and then reassess. I may pull for her with some carrots afterwards, but I'm not going to do any pulls on day one. I'll go through all the free pulls and then once those are over, I'll reassess. What is Masterful Gambit? Master Slop. Masterful Gambit. Slightly move up in preparation to close the gap with late race. Oh, Hishi. Target speed in the late race? Okay, cool. Distance diff rate. What does this mean? Always best to use free pulls before anything? Yeah, what is distance diff rate again? Your position between first and currently last girl is a percentage. Ah, okay. I mean, this is probably going to proc if you're... Would it being 75 now? Right? This is probably going to proc like pretty much all the time. Unless you're gold shit, maybe. Wait, no. Wait, they made it worse. Wait a second. Hold on. This is nerfed. You have to be further back. I read this back. No? Yeah, wait, this is also a nerf. Am I crazy? You have to be further back. Like, this range is a superset of this range. Oh, I read this backwards. They made this worse. You have to be further back for it to trigger. Okay. Weird. Was this, like, crazy good or something? That's odd. I guess. Oh, wait, no, it works the other way. If there's 100 meter, okay. If there's a 100 meter gap, you'd have to be no more than 30 meters behind the first one. Oh. Wait, wait, hold on. So distance diff rate 30. There's a 100 meter gap between the first and last Uma. You're no more than 30 meters behind the first one. Oh, okay. No, this condition works the opposite way that I thought. I thought it was okay. I thought you had to be no less than 30 meters. Okay, no, it is a buff. You have to be no more than 50, so you can be anywhere from 1 to 50 meters away. And now you have to be no more than 75. It is a buff. They just made this activate more. Okay. I was like, I haven't nerfed anything yet, basically. Except like 1.5 CC, kind of. So, okay, I see. Gap closer just adds acceleration. A little bit, a tiny bit. But like, hey, acceleration that shit is gold. It's liquid gold, right? We will take acceleration buffs whenever we can. It's a sprint thing, but sure, yeah. Adds a little bit of acceleration for 3 seconds? Sure, man. Right? In the mid race. No, late race. Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Productive plan and or Mile Maven. Instead of being first, what the hell? Holy shit! Instead of being first, it's first to fifth? Dude, huge Taiki shuttle buff, yeah? Because she has Mile Maven, like, in her potential levels. Holy, they just made this redshift? This is, like, the best condition in the world. S. Maru has it too? Oh, awesome. Amazing. Love that. Love that for her. I only knew that Taiki had it off the top of my head. You're right, yeah. Huh. Oh, God, and it's a... Oh, and see, again, this is where that Uma Stand deep dive pays dividends, because guess what, motherfucker? This is... Oh my god. This is an early race velocity skill. This is better than Uma Stand. This is literally a guaranteed stack. You just have to be in the early game and 5 seconds have to have passed. You have to be first to fifth as like a pacer front. Wow. This is just Uma stand, but better. Wow, that's it only works on Miles, to be fair. On Miles, it's just Uma stand, but better. Wow. And it works on fronts, too. In fact, it's like better on fronts. Miles stand? Wow, good luck taking Rod from Summer Maruzensky. You will never do it ever again. That's cool. Anyway, this plus groundwork, goddamn, wow. That skill is really good now. And by the way, if you're a pace chaser, the shit is awesome too. Like pace Taiki, Taiki by the way gets more out of this than the Maruzensky does, mind you, yeah? Like pace Taiki is going to get more laughs and runaway Suzuka. That's true. That's true. Suzuka's gonna take Rod from everyone. It's pot level 5. She also has stamina eater at pot level 4. Yeah. Pace Taiki is going to get more value out of this than front Maru, though. This is still better on Taiki Shuttle, because again, for Taiki, it also turns off pace down, which it doesn't do for Maruzensky, because she's not pacing down because she's a front runner. So on pace Taiki, this is like monstrous. This is literally like this is literally Uma stand but better, yeah? Like on my, like this is ridiculous on her. This is just really nice on her. It's like stupid on Taiki. Wow. A good thing I pulled her. Oh my god, I pulled a Taiki Shuttle on a ticket, dude. Let's fucking go. Isn't the next guy after this a mile? Maybe not. Maybe it's a long and the one after that's a mile? I forget. But yeah, okay, cool. Changing, oh, double duration. What the fuck? What the hell is shifting gears? I've seen that one before. Oh god, this is enough. Virgo is mile? Well, I know. Oh my god, and she's got it too. What the fuck? It is mid race.
Gets grabbed, comma.
Just a slim guy. Amazing. Thanks for the follow. It is mid race, right? But I mean, if it activates after position key again, right? I mean, that's. Oh my god, you have this too, dude. Pace Taiki is going to be like unbeatable. What the fuck? Taiki got the gold version too. Oh, she has changing gears. Oh my god. Wow. And it's 2.4 seconds now, by the way. I mean, isn't Taiki's nickname literally strongest Midler? Like, wasn't that the horse's nickname? I guess they were like, that's not real, and we want it to be real. Yep, she's the strongest Midler, all right. Mightiest Midler, yeah. I mean, that's true now, for sure. I don't see a world where Taiki is not S tier for the next CM. Also, her unique is buffed? What? How? We'll look at that in a sec. What? Okay, I'm gonna look. I'm gonna find this right now. Actually, where is shooting for victory? There it is. Is final corner later half? Tighter activation, stronger effect. It triggers later half of the fourth corner. This is not necessarily better. Yeah. Am I crazy? This is not necessarily better. This is better on tracks where the final corner happens in the mid race, for sure. I think the unique changes make her better on turf, but worse on dirt. Interesting. And then order rate, she has to be fourth or better. It is for most miles of the last corner already starts mid race. I guess you're right. On miles, that's true, actually. Yeah. You're right. This is basically just, this is good on miles, again. Like, what is the track for Virgo? I haven't looked into it yet. You'll carry unique to the start of the late race? Hanshin 1600? Okay. Thank you. Are we on? Oh, hold up. Racetracks. Hanshin 1600. Oh, wow. It's perfect. It's like literally perfect. Yeah. Wow, man. Holy shit. Taiki like comes from hell to win every mile race. Hope you have shuttle. Yep. My god, pace Taiki is just like fucking unbeatable. I don't know. Taiki breasting boobily this CM for real. Also, it has a downhill. Does she have a downhill skill? So straight descent. Oh, yeah, that's a general skill. Yeah. Wow. Okay, let me go back to skills. Yeah, so Taiki is the mightiest miler. That's for damn sure. Works for pace. Yeah, pace Taiki is just the scariest thing in the world, I think. Thank God I pulled her. Whoa! Holy shit! Dude, they like tripled the duration on this thing too. We're gonna have the firearm, hazard haunts, shooting haunts. Yeah. This is just a speed. This is a mid-race speed skill, right? Killer Tunes, is that right? Killer Tunes. Yeah, position towards the front mid-race. It's got the redshift condition, so we'll fucking take that. Right? Yeah. I mean, if you get speed carryover from this, it's good. Otherwise, if this beats out position keep, then you're loving it. 2.4, that's huge. God damn. Yeah, Opera stocks up, Daiwa stocks up, Brian stocks up. Okay, cool. And then Steadfast Unyielding. Oh, this one, I've seen this one before. It never interested me, so I didn't know what to do with it. But what the fuck do you do? Passed by another runner on the final corner for a medium. Yeah. You get some speed and some acceleration now. Gotcha. Okay, I mean, that's good. That is nice. The fact that they added some Excel to this, you're not going to be mad about that at all, right? Unyielding having 0.1 as well, the gold version. Who gets the gold version? Oh, Hishi Amazon stocks? Okay. That's so true. Okay, that's nice. Keeping the lead, Vanguard Spirit. What the fuck is this? Ooh. From 3 lengths, more than 3 lengths behind you to more than 1 length behind you. The Keen Eye buff is hilarious. Oh, we got that one. Gold City doing just wonderful. Vanguard? What the fuck is this? Oh. Increase ability to maintain the lead. So, if someone is 1 horse length behind you and it's a long, at a random phase, and you're first, at a random phase you'll get speed? Okay, I mean... It's much nicer that it's 1 horse length behind, right? Not 3 now. Random during mid-race? By a large margin mid-race. Oh, phase random goes 1. Yes, sorry. It's not a random phase. It's a random point at mid-race. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, at a random point in the mid-race, if you are first and someone's 1 or more lengths behind you, you will get speed. That's awesome, right? That's kind of nice for Saiyan Sky. You know, maybe Saiyan Sky can actually fight for Rod a little bit. You know what I mean? It's gonna be hard for her these days with everyone, with all the shit that's running around now, but this is good. On longs, Saiyan Sky could fight for Rod. It's better on her than anyone else. Unique merchant, I'm afraid, yeah. Silent Suzuka moment, listen. No, because there's literally no way you could bring a runaway to a long. I think it could work on a medium if there's only 1 runaway, and it could work on a mile, but there's literally, even if there's only 1 runaway, you need like 1800 stamina for a long, I think. Yeah, there's no shot. You need like you know, everyone needed like 1102 golds for Gemini. You need like 1502 golds, which you can't do. You could do 1203 golds and have to proc every single one of them to live, but good luck. Okay, cool. Lots of very interesting buffs on speed skills. Corner acceleration. Again, triggers on ramp. Whoa. You need like 1200 stam for mile and runaway if you're trying to actually win. I don't think that's true. When I was looking at the difference in HP consumption with the math, I don't think that's true because they eat about 30%. They eat about 30% more health than frontrunners, right? So that is not 1200 stam on mile. I don't think that's true. Now, again, if there's 2 runaways, then you're right. Because of the new struggle, like, fight for first thing. But if there's 1 runaway, that is not, that's just, it's so, like, overblown. You know what I mean? But if there's 2, then you die, yes. But if they don't use, like, that, they don't use double the stamina that fronts do. You know what I mean? Mark my words, runaway will be the most fraudulent strat until we get the 3.5 patch. I mean, if you don't think it could be a good ace, it's still amazing anti-frontrunner tech, yes? Like, it's not going to be fraudulent at all. Because, like, even if you're, like, it's just not going to be realistic for them to win as aces. Which, by the way, on a mile, I feel like they really could, right? But the problem is, it's kind of a self-eating strat. Because if runaway is good, there's going to be multiple runaways. And if there's multiple runaways, they die. 1 runaway is really strong, I think, on a lot of courses. But even if you don't want to say they can be good aces, it's still good because it just turns off frontrunners, man. How the fuck is Summer Maru getting Rod with Suzuka in the fucking game? She's not, right? Well, it doesn't turn off frontrunners, but it takes away one of their most important unique skills. So I think calling it a fraudulent strat is definitely wrong. Aces, like runaways as aces, I think is very probably not great because it's so RNG dependent, basically. If there's another guy running a Suzuka, then like, good luck. I hope you really overstamped. I mean, you could just still really go hard into stam and guts and things like this, right? On long tracks, use a rabbit for your other ace fronts would be valid, I think. That too. Right? You pray no one pulled Suzuka? Yeah. I think fraudulent is probably not. But yeah, anyway, corner connoisseur, by the way. 3 seconds. This is, bro, Ogre buff? Ogre buff? Now, granted, again, this is going to be... The problem with this is it will trigger on the first corner and do fucking nothing. Now you can at least RNG into it, maybe triggering on the first one and the last one. This one has a cooldown, yeah? Corner... No, it's the wrong... 30-second cooldown, yeah? Yeah. So, like odds are, unless it triggers on, like, the third corner, it probably will trigger on the fourth. You know what I mean? Or if it just picks the fourth, like, if it triggers on, like, the first one, it'll have time trigger on the fourth. If it triggers on the second one, it'll have time trigger on the fourth on, like, almost every track. If it triggers on the third, maybe not, unless it's, like, a giga long or something. Not, like, assuming the fourth is, like, in the late race, like, in the acceleration zone, yeah? But also, it lasts for 3 seconds? God damn. It, like, when this triggers on the final corner, this is just going to be like a win button, yeah? Yeah, Ogre and Wedding Air Groove stocks. Amazing. Oh, straightaway acceleration is 3 seconds now. Teo SSR stocks. Third corner for longs? Yeah. This is the Tokai Teo SSR gives you this. I don't know who else does, but... Yeah, it's just her. Yeah. Again, 3 seconds is huge, man. Twice as much acceleration. Rico? Does Rico give you that shit? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay, well, I mean, that move, that's a lot better now. Turns out 3 seconds of acceleration is much better than 1.8. Okay. Nimble Nav. / no stopping me. Instead of having to be blocked front, which happens, right? It does happen. Like, I've triggered this on like, people, but, you know, it's like the Murmur condition. It's like the Unruffled condition, or, no, the Iron Will condition. It could not happen. What is in front near lane time greater than or equal to 1? What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? In front... Oh, is it in front? What the fuck? What the fuck was... Let me just copy-paste the condition, because I'm stupid. Oh, it is in front is 1 word. Okay, let's just do it anyway. What? Oh, reset filters. God damn it. In front, near lane time. The number of seconds is another Uma right in front of you. Right in front means no more than 2.5 meters ahead and no more than 1 lane to the side. Wait, you mean all of the time? Oh, goddamn. Oh, you mean for 1 second I have to have someone a length in front of me and the lane and no more than a lane? Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. Oh, you mean all the time? Yes, it's no stopping me season? Yeah. I see. Again, you don't actually need to be blocked. You can have someone a bit of distance in front of you for a bit. Yeah. Woof. Who gets no stopping me? Oh boy. Mayano season? Oh, and it increases movement speed too, huh? Everyone in Alharu? Oh, I see. You can get it for free in Unity Cup? I see. This increases lane movement speed too, which is going to increase velocity now, yeah? Nimble Nav does this as well, I think. But like to a smaller extent. Yeah, this is also a velocity buff now. So this is just like speed and acceleration? This fucking Daiwa Scarlet ultimate? It is no stopping me season. Okay. Yeah. Haru gives you the gold? Wow. This is also weird to me. Are these supposed to be buffs? They did the same thing to 1.5 million CC. Nav heads its time. This reads like a nerf to me. Instead of triggering on the first slope you find, it'll trigger on a random uphill. Why is this good? Because in my head, the best time... I guess for Highlander, it's acceleration. So I guess... Okay. For Highlander, this feels good. Because if there's like a downhill early in the race, right? And then in the late race is an uphill, right? Then this is awesome. Whereas before, it would have just procced on the earlier downhill and it'd be like, well, I'm killing myself. I guess my acceleration got wasted, right? But In this case, velocity for 1.5 million CC, velocity is like better early than late, like almost all the time, yeah? Or I guess mid. If there's like a mid race where you can get like some speed carryover or something, you can like, but even then, I think you would rather, if there's a hill early on, like there, I can concoct a scenario here, right? Or like Kyoto 3000 where the hill's right in front. Yeah, that's true. I can concoct scenarios, early velocity like Umamusume, that's what I'm saying, but it's not anymore. Like this is more likely to be early velocity. Do you see what I mean? Like this condition is more likely to be early velocity than this one. This is just a less tight condition, right? So again, this, I can concoct a situation where this is better than this for velocity, but it's not most of the time, right? Most of the time, I feel like that's not the case, which is why I guess they increased the duration, because like it needed a buff on top of that, right? So it wouldn't just be nerfed. So fair enough, right? This is a nerf. This is a buff. Maybe not a nerf. Like this is most of the time this is a nerf, right? And then this is just a buff most of the time, I think, right? Because acceleration, like you usually do want to target a very specific place with your acceleration. If there's something earlier that could fuck that up, then it's bad. So valid. More late, bigger magnitude on these, which also means these are velocity increases now too, right? So like this is basically better at what it does and also is more velocity. Can help you get out of decreased target speed running an uphill quicker. Yep. But again, the thing that triggers on any slope will trigger on the uphill too, unless there was basically it's in the cases where there was like a downhill beforehand where you wouldn't want the skill to proc. That's where this becomes a buff, right? Which exists. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but it's not just like an all-around buff to the condition. This one more so, probably the 1.5 million CC. It's an all-around buff, but yeah. Ignited Spirit Wit. I don't know what the fuck this is, but it lasts for another second. I mean, 4 seconds is... What is this? Where do you get this? Burning Spirit Wit. Alharu skill? Oh, I see. Special scaling. The base value is 0.035. Multiplier depends on the combined wit base stat of your team. Huh. At a random point in the early race, you get velocity. No, this is for everyone, yeah? Because again, fronts want the combo of that plus dodging danger. Well, again, if I'm not mistaken, yes, these movement skills are also velocity buffs, yeah? So everyone wants this. Because again, it becomes early race velocity. We talk about Umamusume once again, yeah? This just triggers at a random point in the early race, yeah? Everyone wants this shit. I don't think it's just fronts. Because this is just velocity in the early game. In fact, if I'm understanding this correct, like if I'm understanding that movement, like that, like if passing ability here is velocity, right, which I'm not sure about, but if it is velocity, then everyone who isn't a front wants this like more than the fronts. If it's acceleration, then the fronts want it more, for sure, right? But I think it's velocity. You want your fronts to zigzag at the start for the speed? It's funny. Well, no, I think, again, you want everyone to do this, yes? Like, everyone wants this. Assuming that this means that they also work like velocity skills. Maybe lane speed doesn't turn off pace down modes? Maybe not. In that case, it's as good for fronts as it is for like paces, lates, ends. If it doesn't turn off pace down, it's the same on everyone. If it does, it's better on everyone who isn't the front. You see what I mean? Regardless, 4 seconds is crazy. That's a long-ass time. Early leads can just trigger right away. Oh, that's cool. I mean, it's really called early lead. Why did I have to wait? Yeah. Right, because this currently early leads. It's a front skill. Right, it just gives you the acceleration. It's like, why do you give me this once I'm fully accelerated? What the fuck, man? That's awesome. Okay, so that. I mean, you know, that takes the groundwork paying off a little bit. If you can get early lead, it's a kind of groundwork if you just squint and tilt your head a little bit. Second wins. Being greater than 5th to being... Whoa! Oh, yeah, second or what? What the hell? Who has taking the lead? Good question. Groundwork plus early lead and a green. Yeah. Taking the lead is Oh, dudes. Hold on. Bourbon comes with this and Track Blazer, which they buffed now? That's interesting. Bourbon buffs. And twin turbo SSR buffs. Why is early velocity good? I thought you'd hit pace keeping and it all gets wasted. Basically, I can actually answer this question coherently now. You don't hit pace keeping if you're a pace later end because even the early velocity buff is still not enough to make up for this. You are, on average, your speed is 20 meters per second, assuming nothing else happens, right? The front is running at 20. You are running at 20 times 0.978 if you're a pace, and slower than this if you're anything that's not a pace, right? So you are running at 19.56, yeah? They are running at 20. If you get like 0.35 speeds plus 0.35, you're running at 19.91. They are still running faster than you. They are still going to be breaking away from you. So you're not going to get too close to them and trigger pace down. Because pace down only triggers when you get too close to them. They are still faster than you, even with the speed skill up. You are right. If you trigger like 3 of these, it'll be a problem. Yeah. But that's where like the front is probably also has their own acceleration skills, has their own skills. So even then, you're probably fine. So you don't run into the pace keeping here. As well, you are naturally already in pace down when the race begins, right when the race begins. When I say early velocity, I mean like literally early game like that. You're already in pace down because everyone is too close to the first place because like it hasn't had time to stagger out into the normal pack yet, yeah? But when a speed skill is active, you aren't. They automatically turn off pace down, yes? So what happens is you're not actually running at like 19.56. You're running at this times 0.915. You're running at 17.8, and this will take you up to 19.9. So it's not 0.35 extra speed, right? It's like 19.9 minus 17.8. It's 2.1 meters per second. Imagine that. Imagine the speed skill, right? Like imagine that, you know, this, some medium corners, right? Imagine that this, instead of saying 0.25, said 2.1. That'd be pretty fucking broken, yeah? And again, you're right to worry about position keep, but if you have just the one velocity skill, or if you have multiple of them triggering early game, which is rare, and then the fronts have their own thing to keep them further ahead of you, then you won't run into position keep. So it's really, really broken to activate early velocity on anyone who isn't a front runner. Anyway, that Alharu wit skill is going to be good, and if it acts like a velocity skill, it's going to be amazing. Dodging danger, blocked all becomes blocked side or blocked front. Ooh. And effect 2, change lane. 50% of the track. What does this mean? I mean, change lane, and then on 6th sense, it's 50% of the track. I mean, you zigzag gives you more velocity, so it's either or instead of having to be both, which is good. And then also you're going to lane change guaranteed, which is going to give you more speed, I guess. Cool. Yeah, right? Because lane changes increase your passing ability, which again is either your speed or your acceleration. I'm not certain yet. Shrewd step, 3 seconds. My god. We might get through all the skills and then stop, and we'll do like uniques and horses tomorrow, I think. Zoom in and out with the Alharu. Yeah. Oh, fighter. This is an acceleration triggers at a random point anywhere in the race. This is still the case, but when it triggers, it is 4 seconds now, which is cool. Shrewd step. This is a pace chaser skill, but I don't know when it activates. I don't have that off the top of the dome piece. Increased ability to navigate smoothly. If you're lane changing and you're a pace chaser, you get acceleration. That's good, I guess. Yeah, right. This is going to basically be a similar. It's not gonna unpace you down or anything like that. But like, you know, it's gonna be a similar thing where you are probably lane changing early and late primarily, right? So like those are both times where that acceleration is quite good, and it lasting 3 seconds now means that when it does trigger, it's going to be a lot better for you. Because they also made it much more likely that Umas are going to change lanes in the late game to like swing out, right? So if that happens to be you get 3 seconds of acceleration, which is awesome, right? And for a technician, it's like 3 seconds of 0.4, yeah? Where did I go, man? Yeah, 3 seconds of 0.3, okay. So, you know, that's cool, at least. It's nice to have, certainly. Nice that she has that. Determined descent, or straight descent. Slope equals 2? What the fuck does slope equals 2 mean? I don't even know what that means currently. What the hell? Straight descent. Slope equals 2? So right now on a downhill, you get acceleration? What is... Oh, slope equals 2 equals... Oh yeah, slope equals 1 is downhill, slope equals 2 is down... Okay, I see. And now it's down slope random. Do these have cooldowns? No. So I guess if there's 2 downhills, random point on a downhill, So it's like now you can gamble on it activating on the later downhill if there's 2 of them or something like that. And if there's 1, then it's still just better. Yeah, it's the same thing as Highlander, right? Yeah, it's just it's nice that acceleration can trigger later in the race. Practically? Okay, sure, yeah. Oh, this is the thing that the Brian SSR gives you. The free one. They just nerfed it. Isn't this bad already? What the fuck? Instead of being 5th... Oh, no, sorry, no. They buffed it a little bit. You can be 5th. I read I got my shit backwards. Yeah. It's a little better. Because now this you have to be 6th or better. Now you can be 5th or better, which means it could trigger with Redshift, I guess. What is Shatterproof? Shatterproof. Still not great? Oh yeah, because it's mid-race acceleration. Yeah. I mean, if it triggers late enough, it could carry over, I guess. But like, it's just, I mean, not because it's pace. It's because it's mid-race acceleration, mostly, is the big problem. Which is like, so unless you get some carryover, it just doesn't do anything because you're at your top speed, probably. This is an acceleration that triggers at a random point in the late race, or sorry, the random points anywhere, and now just triggers for longer when it triggers, which is nice. Higher chance of like good carryover or something like that, or if it does trigger in a good spot, it'll just be better. Fine. Countermeasure / Plan X. What the fuck is this? Plan X. Increase passing ability when positioned towards the front mid race. See, here passing ability says acceleration. When positioned towards the front mid-race, you get 3 seconds of acceleration. If you're 1st or 2nd. Very weird that it's like order... Oh no, greater than or equal to. 2nd to 5th. I see. I mean, again, I guess like if it procs late enough in the mid-race, and on sprints it might be more likely because like the mid-race is just shorter, right? If it procs late enough in the mid-race that you get acceleration carryover, it's good, I guess. Oh, whoa, later half, never mind. On sprints, this is going to, okay, yeah, right? Because on sprints, the later half of this, you're probably, like, most of the time this activates now. This is just going to be carry over at least a little bit, yeah? Okay, that's much nicer. Meticulous measures from 3 to 4 seconds. Well, what is this? A lot of these skills, it's crazy to think about how many, like, just garbage skills there were in this game that you never even knew existed. Lane movement speed and acceleration at a random point in the mid-race. And now it is the same thing, but it lasts 4 seconds. Cool. Rough first set of round 2, 1 out of 5. Oh, okay. I mean, I've been doing decently. I've had like mostly 3, 4, and 5 out of 5. So I did have 1 out of 5 in round 1. But we'll see how I deal. No one has it? Was that real? Maybe it's an event. Is this also some sort of scenario skill from somewhere else? Who knows? This patch is crazy. You can pretty much run whoever you want. Yeah, I mean, so many more skills are like good and viable now, certainly. Thunderbolt step. This is the one that that Goat Recap gets when she wins the Tenno Shell Autumn, maybe? Is it what Miraculous Step? No. Thunderbolt Step. This is acceleration and lane movement speed for 3 seconds on a medium, correct? Yeah, on a medium in a random point in the mid-race if you're 6th or worse. How did they change it? Just made it last longer? Yeah, so it's still going to be a big gamba. I got 12 out of 20 first day, 16 out of 20 second day. This day's going to be rough. I mean, hey, maybe we can turn it around. Maybe you can turn it around. So it's still gamba, but like, again, longer duration just means higher odds of it activating at a point where it can carry over and matter, since it is just... I mean, lane movement speed also, to be fair... Wait a minute. Lane movement speed is also... Again, I'm so curious. Is this velocity or acceleration? It'd be good for fronts regardless, but it really differs if it's good in the mid-race, if it's good on other people, whatever. It's really interesting if this is... Because they use this word interchangeably. They use it as velocity and as acceleration sometimes. I feel like more often acceleration, but we'll see. That one we'll have to figure out, I guess. Keep going. Let's go through debuffs and maybe some uniques, and then we'll call it there. What the hell is restart? Instead of having to be 6th or worse, you just have to be 2nd or worse. Okay. What is this? Dude, it's crazy how many garbage skills there were in this video game. Slightly startles runners ahead when failure to get a lead early race. Oh. I mean, that's interesting. We have to be a front runner who's in 6th? Oh. Not anymore. Second. Yeah. Like, I was looking at it and I was like, what the fuck? This is horrible. And it was horrible. But yeah, second. Ooh. This is just really good. Yeah. I see. Because yeah, if you're not the guy in first, you can kill the guy in first and everyone ahead of you. I mean, it's not the biggest thing in the world, minus 0.1 acceleration, but like it's probably enough to catch up. Dumb Falcon. Dumb Falcon has to fails the test and then makes everyone else fail with her. Hey King, love your streams, keep up the great work. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Very nice of you. Intimidate and adored by all. What the fuck is that? Okay, so instead of having to be better than third, you have to be better than fifth. In CM, anyway. Intimidate. Oh, this is the wrong fucking list, man. Curtains, I think? Oh. Moderately intimidate runners behind. Then adored by all is going to be, you know, intimidate runners behind. So, on a sprint, at a random point in the early race, and they changed the order, right? To be... You have to be... fifth to first. But then it also says you have to be third. That's the thing they changed. Okay. So it's as long as 5 seconds have passed in the race and you are fifth to first, you decrease the current speed of everyone behind you. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's nice that it can activate in a wider variety of things. That's just a good skill already, kind of, but it's just nice that it activates even more. Current speed debuffs it's like reverse Dominator. Current speed debuffs are always great. Stop right there. What the fuck? Decrease acceleration for 1.2 seconds? Huh? Stop right there. What the fuck is this? Stop right there. Stop right there. Stamina. So it's a white debuff that Biko gets. Is she a cop? Oh my god. ACAB does apply to Biko, I'm sorry. On a sprint, random point in the early game, you give them a stamina debuff, sure, and now you also decrease acceleration. Okay, I mean, that's, yeah, sure. On everyone ahead of you. I think this is Oblivion Guard. Biko's a cop. Stop right there. He's a ranger, not a cop. Biko's our Sentai horse? Okay. Because a Super Sentai LARPer? Does ACAB apply to Sentai? Speed Eater. Instead of being first, you can be third, second, or third, or first. This thing was already great. Now it's just even better. Okay, cool. Opening Gambit / battle formation. Huh? Is this also Biko? This sounds like some Biko shit. Battle formation. Dull movement for runners ahead in position towards the back early race. Oh, no one has this. What the fuck? Probably the Agnes Digital, like the actual Digiton horse will have this, but... So, decrease acceleration for girls ahead of you? 3 seconds into the race? That's gonna be good. What the hell? On a mile, but still. That's real strong. So true, bestie. Okay. Let's the unique skills. There's not gonna be as many. We can get through all the unique skills right now, and then we'll finish off that. I know Gold City Festival comes with it. Ooh, that seems pretty good for Miles, man. Why is she so small? King Halo. I can't see you, man. King Halo. King Halo. Okay. Instead of having to be fifth to first, she has to be fourth to first. Less strict? Am I crazy? No, sorry. This is greater than. So instead of having to be exactly fifth, it's fourth to sixth. I'm really bad at... She have to be exactly fifth? Yeah, my bad. I'm bad with the greater than, less than signs. It fucks me up often. That's my bad. So yeah, instead of having to be exactly fifth, it's fourth to sixth. That's cool. POV, Hello's mother assessing her presumed talent level? No. No. Math dyslexia, I get you, yeah. And it's a speed buff. Okay, cool. It's a speed buff that happens with... Oh, it's like Triumphant Pulse. Okay. That's cool. That's good for her. I see victory in my future. Added increased acceleration, 0.1. Hello, Machikane Fukikitaru, who I refuse to call anything other than Machikane Fukikitaru, despite how long Machikane Fukikitaru is, and no matter how many times I have to say Machikane Fukikitaru. What does your ult even do? So it's a speed buff that activates when you're blocked. And you have to be third or worse, and it has to be in the late race. That's interesting. I guess it's cool that it accelerates now. I feel like I don't really care still, but that's cool. That's cool. Whining ticket, hello. Is final corner equals 1, block side continue time equals preconditions. Preconditions? Dude, you actually do need to know, like, discrete math to understand this shit. That's crazy. So, splitting the condition? Yeah. So, preconditions? So before, is final corner, is that final corner or beyond? No, yeah? Actually, maybe it is. Is final corner, is final corner. Yeah, final corner or beyond, yes. So before it was like, has to be final corner or beyond, and you're blocked from the side for 2 seconds, and has to be a corner. No, and it can't be a corner, and you have to be 5th or better, right? So this is saying that it has to be the final straight. Yes? Like, this is, it has to be the final corner or beyond, and it can't be a corner. What the hell? Okay. Now it says final corner beyond blocks like a 2. That's all the same. And then, so these are the preconditions. So these have to be true before we look at these. And the conditions here are that it has to be the final straight. Okay, this is math clarity, yes? Because meaningfully, this is the same ult before and after, yeah? This is like clarity in description is what they're doing here? Yes, okay. This is just math clarity. Nothing mechanically different is about this. It's just, it was really dumb to say is final corner. That's what it looks like this formatted to be clearer. Yeah. Because it was very dumb to say is final corner and not on a corner. So they just made it make more sense. Cool. What is the, why is there, what are the colors different? Why are the colors different here? I'm not sure. Ooh, Tachyon buff adds a target speed to her healing. That's cool. And then, whoa! I mean, this is good for Creek, yeah. Blue is heal? Oh, I see. Because, yeah, Creek, her problem was, like, she would get Swinging Maestro from her potential skills, but the problem was, when you wanted, like, horses for longer races, you would normally want to get their own inherent gold skill and Swinging Maestro. She couldn't do that, right? Because her inherent gold skill was Maestro. Now, to be fair, a lot more gold skills are useful, but even still, right, Maestro is certainly still, like, the God King. So it's really nice that she just, like, gets, yeah, like, basically 2 golds out of her, damn near, not quite, right? A gold and a half out of her unique now. That helps with that a little bit for sure. Whoa! I mean, I don't know if you would ever inherit this, but it being 3.5 is really nice. Goddamn. Final corner or final straight. Cool. What is Mayano's? Was a flashy landing? My Grand Blue streamer is thinking too hard, not my goat. It is crazy how this game actually makes me have to think harder than Grand Blue meant. Was it not flat? Is it flashy? Oh, there's a star in the middle, my bad. Speed and acceleration. Ooh, I mean, it's a good ult, right? And this is not even the best one, right? You gotta put the star in? Yeah. Oh, no, that is the better one, yeah. Flashy landing is the upgraded one. Gotcha. I mean, dude, that's just... The inherit isn't terrible anymore either. It's between white and gold for roughly the price of white in most cases. Yeah. On Creek. That's just really strong. On final corner or final straight, you just get the Daiwa Scarlet ultimate. Oh, we have to be blocked from the side, which is, you know, and you have to be 3rd or worse. Yes. This means you have to be less than or equal to 3. No. Yes, you have to be 3rd or better. 3rd, 2nd, or 1st. Yeah. You have to be blocked from the side, and you have to be on a corner. But now, well, okay, hold on. Final corner or final straight. Am I crazy? I assume this is just written not very clearly, because, like, this also has a condition here where it's, this is final corner or beyond. Okay, it's basically remove this, right? They remove this, is what they do. I see. They just remove that. Hey, I mean, that's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. That's certainly that's a lot better from, I mean, ults like this are really strong when you get speed and excel. Cool. Empress's Pride. You can be 3rd now, instead of 4th. Mouse currently has to be in a corner for it to proc, then I'll extend it also for the straight. Yeah. They just remove the corner not equal 0. What is Air Groove's ult? They made it so you can be one position further up, and well, it's not called Air Groove, but I forget what it's called now. I just typed in Air Groove. Empress's Pride or Blazing Pride? Blazing Pride. What does this shit do? Target speed. Okay. Cool. On the final corner, and you have to be 3rd again. 3rd or worse. Sure, yeah. Daiwa Scarlet, I can't see you. Glazing Pride, yeah. Focused Mind, where there's a will is a way. Again, same thing. It's one position more lenient. Same thing. I don't know what this does. When... Is it not called when there's a will, there's a way? Where there's a will, there's a way. What the fuck? Where? There's a will, there's a way. Speed buff. Okay, again, same ult, basically. I think, anyway. Resplendent Red Ace. You don't have to be first. Whoa, you can be set. Ooh, that was Scarlet's buff. Ooh. You can be. Oh no, you have to be set. Alternate condition. Okay. So either you're first and there's someone one thing behind you, or you're second and trying to overtake, or like you have an overtake target. So it can be either or of these. This is again, it's one of those really nice. It's like the speed and acceleration on Daiwa ult, right? That's very good for her. Blue Rose Closer. Oh my god, is this another counter equals okay. Again, this is one of those ones. This is math clarity, yeah? Order greater than or equal to 4. But now it has to be the late race. No, but final corner. I mean, it does have to be the late race. No. Yeah, it does have to be the I mean, I guess if the final corner wasn't in the late race, that would be bad. Later or last spurt? Yeah. Right shower is very small. Look at her, man. Tiny little guy. Math clarity? No, not quite. There is, I think, one thing that's different here. If the final corner was in the mid race before, it would activate. Now it won't. It has to wait until the late race. So that actually is good for her. Oh wait, no. It just has to be the last. It has to be the last straight as well. Yeah. If the last straight was somehow, yeah, I guess it is math clarity because like technically these math statements are different, but within Uma they're the same. The last straight is never not going to be in the late race unless you're on a course with no corners, which I think there is one. There is one race course that has no corners where this will matter. Like adding this will matter, right? Yeah. Okay. It's math clarity except if you're on a course with no corners. Taiki we looked at earlier. It triggers in the later half of the final corner, which is bad unless you're on miles, where it's usually good because the final corner usually happens before the late race. So that's amazing for her. And again, it is the funny haha stretch sprint distance summer track. Yeah, here that change actually matters. It'll be good for her, but less than or equal to 4th. Yeah, so they made this a little worse, yes? Yeah. Like this is a little worse. Because you have to be 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st instead of 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. But this is really nice. The view from the lead is mine. Is final corner equals 1 and corner equals 0. Okay, so again, final straight to distance rate. Oh, you just have to be more than halfway through the race. What the heck? Nakaproc mid-race? Yeah. Ducky's paused 3 or 4 now? Oh yeah, because there's also still the order thing. Yeah. I mean, honestly, with all the buffs they gave her, this is a very valid nerf. Though again, making it trigger in the last oh, okay. Yeah. I see what they're doing here. They nerfed, like, this is a nerf outside of miles as well. On mediums and longs, this is also a nerf. Most of the time, right? And this is a nerf, just in general. So, but this is a buff on miles. And they buffed both of her good skills on miles, too. So they really just wanted to, really zoom Taiki into just being amazing at miles and really not as useful anywhere else. As well as probably making it so her inherited skill is not really as good outside of miles, right? She's a mile specialist, yes. And you won't necessarily want to inherit her unique on fucking everyone now, either. I wonder if they did the same thing to Redshift. I wonder. Probably not. Okay, so Suzuka ult is speed, yeah? The view from the lead. Yeah. Mid-race velocity. That's awesome. What the fuck? So just needs to gap people? I mean, 5 seconds baseline. This could be like, again, this could be an insanely long amount of time on long tracks. This is going to like carry over like all the time, no? Isn't that really good? I mean, it could be bad, sir. Is this just like a Summer Maru ult, basically, now? Still has to be first, but it can proc as early as mid race. And I mean, it's gonna be over halfway through. Keep in mind the late race is 66%, yeah? Has to be first by a good lead. I mean, 1 length. Has to be first, so that's true. But I mean, if you're running her as like runaway, then but yeah, for us to be first by 1 length, it's not that much. But yeah, it has to be first is the big one for sure. Yeah. I mean, that's good. That's damn good, I think. Sure, man. Cool. Oh. You can be in any position now on her ult, and also it adds acceleration. What is shooting star? Shooting. Oh, late race, speed and acceleration. You can be first to fifth instead of being second to fifth. Gotcha. So if you're first to fifth and you pass someone, you get speed and excel. A little bit of excel. Okay, I mean, I'm not so sure that special week is going to be that guy, but it's nice. It's a little stronger. Dude, so tiny. Okay, her ult was horrible, right? TM Opera O. Had to have someone in front, behind, and to the side of you. And now it's just someone behind or in front of you. Oh my god. You just have to have someone within either a horse length ahead of you or behind you? They were like, yeah, our bad, guys. Vittoria? You should have speed? Yeah, I mean. But you also have to be fourth to first. You have to be on the final corner. But now, like, fourth or better on the final corner with someone ahead or behind you by a length. That's very easy, right? It's very, very easy. Okay, cool. Win QED instead of final corner, or final straight. QED. Is this acceleration? Target speed. Okay, cool. Legacy of the Strong. You have to be... they increased the health threshold from under 35 to under 45. And they increased the base duration to 6. This is a velocity increase, I think, yeah? Legacy of the Strong. Triggers on the final corner or later. And 45% health. And third or better. No, sorry, third or worse. Third to fifth. I mean, it's still a lot. Wow. It is still a lot. There is still a lot of... There's a lot of conditions on that. But hey, I mean, if it triggers 6-second velocity on the final corner, that's going to be multiplied by the course length is really good. That's still probably not very good. So it's like, there's so many conditions, man. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? This is going to be another... Is final corner, is overtake, is last... Yeah, this is... Yeah, this is math clarity, sure. Anime Teo still languishing, right? I don't think anything changed besides saying is last straight instead of... Yeah. Cool. Look at current. You can be second. Anime Teo got the velocity buff. He gets a bit more speed. Oh, my bad. 0.45. Oh, wait, that's nice. It's also nicer to inherit now. It's greatly increased. Okay. Yeah. This is just math clarity. This does matter. So true. Look at Curran. Curran-chan, you already got one of your that good-ass skill buffs. Oh, speed and acceleration. Okay. Somewhere between 50 to 65. I mean, again, the late race is 66. Keep mind you. Yeah? This is nice, because this is very likely to trigger some kind of carryover for 5 seconds. You have to be... Right now, you'd have to be third to fourth. And now you can be second to fourth. Okay. That's nice. No, it doesn't have to be on a corner. And the order rate is greater than or equal to 40. That's a little tighter. Right? That's a little tighter. No, it's better. Fuck, I'm stupid. Yeah. Instead of having to be fifth or worse, you have to be now fourth or worse. Okay, cool. Oh, Falco as well. Dumb Falcon getting an ult buff. Works second or first instead of just first now. So she doesn't necessarily have to... she's not gambling quite as much, right? This is a good ult, if I remember. Yeah, it's another one of the speed acceleration ones. Yeah. You have to be second or first with a guy behind you on a corner. On a straight, sorry. On a straight mid-race. On a straight mid-race is a little interesting. Right? Because you got to make sure that you can get some carryover out of that shit. But, it's still nice that you don't have to be in first anymore. Shadow Break. Preconditions. Phase equals 1, mid-race. And block side continue time equals 2. Plus 0.1 additional target speed if met. What the fuck? Shadow Break. So right now, it's 0.35 target speed. And you have to be on the final corner in second or between second and seventh. Ease behind in. Change order 1 time. What the fuck is ease behind in? My head hurts. I've been looking at Uma for too long. Ease behind in. Checks the girl's behind you closer to the inner fence than you. What the fuck? Okay. If the girl behind you is closer to the inner fence than you, it's probably going to happen if you're overtaking, I guess. Which is what you have to do this, because you're like swinging out. So you're overtaking. You're between second and seventh. and you're on the final corner, then you'll get this speed. Now, if on top of that, it's the mid-race and someone else is also trying to overtake you, or your overtaking block side continue time could also be, I guess, if you're like overtaking someone for a long time. If these are also triggered, you get another point for... What the fuck? Yeah, whatever, man. Eternal moments. Instead of being a random point in the mid-race, it triggers in the mid-race. So trigger as soon as possible. I mean, that's good because it means it'll trigger... Oh! That's good. That's a velocity skill they'll trigger before position keep ends. Right? As soon as the mid-race begins, will be before position keep ends. That is really nice. Oh. What the fuck? What happened? Where did I go? Right, that's actually very, very nice. Right? Phase, you have to be 3rd to 5th, and you have to be trying to overtake, but still. If that triggers, that'll be crazy. Sure. Let's fucking finish this off, man. Yeah, this is another one of these ones where it's math clarity, I think. Final corner, behind in, change. Yeah, okay, it's just math clarity, sure. More of a heal on you. That's really nice. Lights of Vaudeville. Behind near lane time to behind near lane time set 1? What the fuck are these conditions, man? Vaudeville. What is behind near lane time? The number of seconds another Uma right behind you. It's a big buff for her? What the fuck does it mean? Behind near lane time set 1. This is similar to behind near lane time with different values. Behind here needs no more than 5 meters behind. Okay, so it's just bigger. I see. It's just behind near lane time, but instead of 2.5, it's 5 and 2 points. Okay, so just the activation conditions are way easier on it. I see. I see. Okay, and what does the skill actually do? Take me to the skill list. I'm fucking lost and scared, man. Vaudeville. Target speed. Okay, cool. Yeah, sure, man. Why not? Digiton that doesn't even exist yet, apparently. Lane movement speed added to her, which is, again, it's speed, sure. Oh, drain 4 rows. This is Halloween Rice doesn't even these don't even exist yet. I guess maybe they will by the time the patch. I don't think so, right? Not all 3 of these. Anyway, apparently you have to be more than halfway through the race, and now you don't have to anymore. Interesting. Drain 4 rows. Drain. Oh, let's go to like. They existed in JP by then? That's very weird that we're still getting that update though. Rice. Shower, Halloween. There she is. What is drain 4 rows? During the middle leg. So it's not middle race. Oh no, it still has to be the middle race. You just don't have to be more than 50% of the way through. Aha, drain gang. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so this doesn't. You just have to be anywhere in the middle race where you're second or worse. It can activate earlier in the mid race. Sure. I don't quite understand why. Like, I guess it's nice because you can, I don't know. That it seems like activating in the beginning of the mid race or at the end of the mid race. The only thing that might be different is that this might lead to you getting paced down. I feel like stamina drain too. Yes. But I mean, if that happens in the mid race, it's still good, right? Even before this, like if you didn't. Oh. Wait, distance rate greater than 50 isn't even here. Wait a second. What? Oh, because obviously on the upcoming character it's not there. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why this would be worse if it was distance rate greater than 50. Yeah? Victory befitting a princess. Eliminate order requirements. This is Kawakami Princess. Yeah, this is the last thing we're gonna look at today. Oh my god. There's been so much Uma thinking. I'm so excited though. I feel like I understand the Uma stand stuff forced me to understand the game in a way that I didn't before. Kawakami. There she is. What is this? Okay, so I guess it had order requirements and now doesn't. So what it ends up being is if you're on the last straight and someone's trying to overtake you, then you get speed. Okay, cool. I guess it had an order requirement before and now doesn't. Sure, awesome. Oh my god, man. We're almost done, okay? We're almost done. All we have to do, so tomorrow we're gonna probably do this too. All we really have to look at is the horse event diffs at this point, yeah? It's the horse event diffs, the new skills, and that's it. So we should actually maybe, I don't know, fucking get to do some runs or something, do some fucking CM or something like that. But the horses should not take as long. Hooey. I mean, general takeaways, right? A lot more gold skills are viable on stream CM. We probably, yeah, why not? It'll be scary, but why not, man? A lot more, there's like 3 or 4 new like good gold skills that are at least like somewhat okay. Like damn near every velocity skill is better, right? A lot of them are, some of them are a lot better. Uma stand is obviously huge. The corner acceleration skills, every corner velocity skill is a lot better. A lot of the straight ones also got huge buffs. All the corner acceleration skills are also good. So many more skills are good now than used to be, basically, right? There's like, the pool of viable skills increases a lot. A lot of the horses' uniques are better as well. Taiki Shuttle is your god queen for miles now. Whoo! Competitive spirit is actually viable. What a time to be alive, man. Holy shit. Okay, well, that's gonna do. I'm gonna go dunk my fucking head in a bucket of ice. Suzuka disappears on fronts. Oh yeah, guts. Obviously, that's a huge one. Guts is way more important now, just for everything. Doubly important if you're a front runner, and just important for kind of everyone. For your, like, it gives you a lot of extra speed and acceleration in the last spurt, as long as you have enough stamina for it. And yeah, Suzuka is at the very least the best blocker in the game now, if nothing else. And maybe she can be an ace on certain tracks. But yeah, I'm gonna go dunk my head in a bucket of ice. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you tomorrow. Thanks to everyone who helped me figure out why the fuck Uma Stan was so good. I think Guts for last spurt starts to fall off hard around 500. And I was doing the math. It's still, like, certainly it's a logarithmic function, but like, you still get good, like, going from like 600 to 800 is still good value. It's still like a speed skill. But yeah, thank you for putting into words the knowledge I was lacking. No worries, man. We all figured this out together. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. I work in 3 hours I didn't sleep. That's fucked up. Peace.